like in the candy with stars. It's about to get wild. Let the Raiders roll. Yeah. Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. Yeah. We're Lunatik Raider. Always on the road. From the strip like some insights, navigate the night. Truth in every state, painted pictures so right. Love to with a brand new secret. Yo, no, the spirit of so star. Pull your orb in that you can't ignore. The heart of Vegas need. The voice you can't ignore. Let the Raiders roll. Yeah, let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. Yeah. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. The Lunatik Raider Show. Always on the road. Skylights in the desert. Feel the rhythm of the beat. We're setting in the stage. Making history in the heat. Voices rise and fall. In a city that never sleeps. Yeah. The Raider Show keeps spinning. The secrets Vegas keeps. Let the Raiders roll. Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. Yeah. Keep moving through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. Yeah. The Lunatik Raider Show. Always on the road. The city like Splash Me, rapping the biggest night news on the radio. About to hit another high, everything you wanna know. But the scoop make it fast. To facts tag, gotta make this moment last. We bringing go, half strip like in the candy with stars. It's about to get wild. Let the Raiders roll. Yeah, let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. Yeah, we're Lunatik Raider. Always on the road. From the strip like some insights, navigate the night. Truth in every state, painted pictures so right. Love to with a brand new secret. Yo, no, the spirit of so star. Pull your orb in that you can't ignore. The heart of Vegas need. The voice you can't ignore. Let the Raiders roll. Yeah, let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. Yeah. People went through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. The Lunatik Raider Show. Always on the road. Skylights in the desert. Feel the rhythm of the beat. We're setting in the stage. Making history in the heat. Voices rise and fall. In a city that never sleeps. Yeah. The Raider Show keeps spinning. The secrets Vegas keeps. Let the Raiders roll. Let the truth unfold. Las Vegas in our veins. Like a story told. Yeah. Keep moving through the speakers. Shaking up your soul. Yeah. The Lunatik Raider Show. Always on the road.
And gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Rise, my nation. Gather around and prepare. Our pride will be restored. Our shadow will fall with wicked damnation. Rise, my nation. Rise! This is is your nation. This is our nation. This is the Raider Nation. Can you dig it?
Welcome to the Lunatik Raider Show, man. We got a good show for you tonight. I know I don't be on here on late evenings, but I didn't work tonight. Had to go to the dentist and they had to get their ooh-wop in my mouth, you know what I mean? Pause, not that ooh-wop, but they had to get the ooh-wop in the motherfucking mouth and try to get my shit fixed. And they did, man. Shout out to y'all who worked on my tooth. But we will have some special guests this evening. We are going to discuss the firing of Antonio Pierce. We're going to hit it from every angle. We're going to hit it from the left. We're going to hit it from the right. We're going to hit it from up, from down. We're going to call it Geometry News because we're hitting you from all angles. Yes, indeed, man. I'm Lunatik Raider. This is the Lunatik Raider Show, man. And we're going to get into it. So before I begin, I know I'm probably going to take a copyright strike on this bullshit, but who gives a fuck? It's Raider Nation. We discussing our team amongst our fans on our motherfucking turf. You feel me? Which is the earth. It's our turf. Well, without further delay, in case you guys don't understand or know what went on today, Antonio Pierce has been relieved of his duties as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Announced today after yesterday's press conference. I think it was still up in the air as far as what direction they were going, but when they had their little powwow and all came to the table and discussed what the next step the Raiders need to do to get this organization back on track, then lo and behold, he got released. So without that further delay, let's go on to the subject matter. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Before I continue on, let me get at y'all, man. Lawrence E in the building, man. What it do, man. Salute to you. Yes, indeed. Sacktown reaching the... Hey, Sacktown Raider. What's the deal, man? Hey, salute to you, man. Hey, good to have you here, man. Northern Cal in the building. You feel me? Graham Cam, what it do, my brother? Top of the evening. I was going to say, hey, I'm so used to coming on early in the morning. Be honest with you, I might switch my times to be honest with you, but we'll talk about that on another time. Today we're gonna talk about you know what I mean? I seen him in the unemployment line today. No, I'm fucking with y'all. I mean, it ain't no joke, but I gotta make light of the situation, and I'm gonna give you my take on my displeasure with this move. It might be like maybe in between. I understand both sides as far as get rid of AP and keep AP. I understand. I'm on that fine medium, but I still believe it was still premature to let him go out of his contract without giving him a second year to see if he has learned from his mistakes in year one, which every great coach has done. You can't even get around that conversation. Every great coach in the NFL had a horrible, depending on circumstances, because sometimes coaches came in for the first time and they were handed the keys to something that was already built. Like John Gruden going to Tampa Bay. It was already built, bro. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So, but we're going to discuss it. Yes, indeed. Navy vet, my guy, man. What it do, man? Salute to you. And you see I'm rocking the Salute to Service Raider jersey, man. Hold on, I gotta shake the haters off real quick. Y'all see the Salute to Service, man. Shout out to everybody who ever served in our military, man. I appreciate y'all. And thank you for your service. Just let that be known. And that shouldn't just be a 1 month out the year type thing. It should be president to do that shit 12 months a year. So let's keep it going, man. Salute to all y'all. Who else we got up in this BIH? Let me see. Lawrence E in the building, man. Salute to you, my brother. Tops of the evening. And we got a lot of people on Instagram too. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that hitchhike button, that thumbs up. You feel me? Don't cost a dime to be a part of mine, man. Y'all all welcome as one nation under a groove. You feel me? Let's go. Let me see else we got up there. Raider Paul in the building, man. He said AP's gone. Let's go. Hey, be careful. Remember I told y'all. Matter of fact, let me remind y'all again. Be careful of celebrating someone's demise because you'll end up like Devontae Adams. Remember Devontae was celebrating, oh yeah, I left the Raiders, oh I can't do nothing there. And what he thought the grass was greener on the other side, and what happened? See, y'all celebrate AP not knowing who the next head coach is, and he might be way bad than what you considered AP to be. And now you're really sitting there with your panties in a bunch and your asshole puckered up like it's trying to kiss somebody on the first date. Like that, you feel me? So be careful. Celebrating demises, boy. Hey, that's nah. Be careful. It might be you might get something way worse than what you thought you already had, bro. Just remember that shit. Let me see. Mike G in the building, man. Salute to you. Top of the evening. Let me see what else we got up in here, man. Anthony Estrada in the building, man. No! Salute. I know you meant Lunatic Raider, man. It's good. You know what I mean? We got the fan base where we can put the Raider in front or the Raider in end. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because the Raiders are Alpha and Omega. Yeah, figure that one out, all you other fans of other teams. Alpha and Omega, the begin and the ending. You can be Raider Lunatic or I can be Lunatic Raider. It don't matter. It sounds just as sweet, whether it's at your head or at your feet. Bitch, bars. Lunatic bars. That's what my name should have been. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. For real. See you all, man. Let's see what we got up in here. I'm trying to see everybody up in here. And I think I got all y'all. Maj, what the deal is, man? Salute. Our brother from another mother, man. What's good? Hey, I agree with you, PC. I believe AP should have got another year because everybody else did. You let old punk ass Josh McDaniels get a second year, even though he got fired in the middle of it. But that's what you have to allow that person to hang themselves. See, that's why I said never move on from someone when it's too soon. You don't move on from players because it's just a reaction. You don't move away from coaches because it's a reaction. Like I told y'all, some of your greatest coaches that got multiple Super Bowls under their belt had horrible first years. Horrible, worse than APs. Go figure. Can you imagine Bill Walsh only had 2 wins in his first year as a 49er head coach? And then what happened? He turned around and won 4. Wow. Andy Reid, first year as a head coach with the Philadelphia Eagles, 5 wins. Lo and behold, how many Super Bowls he got? He got 3. Jimmy Johnson, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, first year with the punk-ass Cowboys, only had 1 win as a head coach. And what happened? He won 2 Super Bowls. That's why I say you never move on before it's time. It's like you don't make moves before it's time. And I'm afraid, I think this is the situation. Now, everybody's going to holler Mike Vrabel, which Vrabel does have his experience in the coaching realms, working his way up, whether it was on the staff with Ohio State, whether it was fucking Tennessee, Cleveland this past season. He had to get his lumps and bumps. He went from Coach of the Year in 2021 to being out of a job. Go figure. Being out of a job in just 2 years. Gotta slow down, man. Slow down. Ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, man, we got a guest backstage. I'm gonna bring him in. Y'all know him for his strip teases at the club in what are we talking? Hey, y'all like strip tease? Let me bring my boy at one time, man. One time to the house, man. This Raider Twan in the building.
Hey, what's good, man? The way we doing these coaches, man, we might have to get on the pole to get one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we playing strip poker with these coaches. We just took off our drawers. Shit. You know what I mean? It was a sock with McDaniels and a sock with Gruden. Now we ain't got no drawers on. Ain't that a bit? Shout out to everybody, man. Hey, thank y'all for pulling up. Everybody on Instagram, I appreciate y'all too. Hey, was it hard for you to get on here, Twan? It was like StreamYard, huh?
Yeah, it's. I'm still trying to figure things out. That's why I'm over here looking. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Picking through things, but it's cool. It's cool. Blessings to everybody. I can't see the chat right now. I'm trying to figure that part out.
I'm trying to oh, what you got to do is look up in. I wonder if it's set up like mine. You look up in your upper left hand, and it'll say comments. You click on it, and it'll pop up in that little window over there. I had to move on. Hey, when StreamYard decided to pump up the price, I found Eevee Mucks, and they give you a little bit more for what StreamYard used to charge.
Okay.
All right. So let me go ahead and show you guys the little news story. In case y'all don't know what we talk about, y'all like, hey, P, he fired. Yes, he got fired.
Oh, I'm over here dropping stuff early. Go ahead. Do
no. Go ahead. I'm about to play this little clipping from the CBS News Sports Desk, and they're gonna run it down to y'all in case y'all don't know, and that allow Twan to go ahead and get his keyboard warrior on. You feel me? Hey, y'all, we'll be back right after this. Oh, he's still here.
We've
Hold
got
on,
breaking news
let me
out of
fix this shit. I can't
the
move this
NFL,
around.
where the Las Vegas Raiders have fired head coach Antonio Pierce after his
Here we
first
go. All right, let me shut up.
full season with the team. That's our latest from Jonathan Jones. The Raiders won just 4 games this season, their fewest since 2018. Las Vegas also missed the playoffs for their 3rd straight year. The Raiders will now be hiring their 3rd full-time head coach since the start of the 2022 season. Time now to welcome in CBS Sports lead NFL insider Jonathan Jones. Thanks for joining us. JJ, Raiders fired their coach, Antonio Pierce. They have now gone from John Gruden, who resigned in 2021, to Josh McDaniels, who was fired in 2023, to now firing Pierce. What can you tell us?
It was not unexpected, Katie, and obviously if Mark Davis could go back a long time ago, he certainly wouldn't want to have to go through as many head coaches, pay out as much money as he has, right? There was a settlement with John Gruden. He's still paying Josh McDaniels and will for the next couple of years, and now firing Antonio Pierce after just 1 full season as head coach. Got to go back to last year, right? They fire Josh McDaniels on Halloween, and then Pierce comes in as interim head coach and turns everything around and gives guys juice and energy, and earned, honestly and truthfully, the permanent head coach position, so much so that they barely even ran a search for a head coach. So Pierce gets installed as the permanent head coach, and immediately there were some issues, right? They couldn't get the quarterback that they wanted. They wanted to go up and get Jaden Daniels, but in this marriage, an arranged marriage with Tom Telesco, a veteran coming from the Chargers, there was some friction in the front office. And so they go into training camp and they have Gardner Minshew and they have Aiden O'Connell. They should have gone with Aiden O'Connell. And that was being told to me from sources dating back to July when they were in training camp. They go with Gardner Minshew, and we heard from Antonio Pierce after the season that that was a mistake, that he knew that that was a mistake, that he should have trusted his gut a little bit more. And then he ultimately, after about 9 games or so in the season, fired his offensive coordinator that he had hired, Luke Getsy, and quarterbacks coach and offensive line coach. This was the group that he had spent time assembling, and then he didn't even make it barely half of the season. And then there were issues about time and efficiency, about wastefulness around practice times, and how they just went about business. There was sort of a staff and player meeting that didn't really go all that well. They hoped coming out of the bye that things would be better, and then they were not. Then some embarrassing losses, some public sort of missteps at the podium, and what you have is a firing of Antonio Pierce here at the end of the season after Mark Davis had consulted with Pierce, with Tom Telesco, with people in his group and in his circle, none other than Tom Brady, of course, now part owner of the Raiders, and deciding that they had to get yet another new head coach of the Raiders.
JJ, you know, it's so funny. We were just talking about the coaching carousel before this breaking news came out. You've got coaches like Robert Saleh or Mike Vrabel who are up for grabs. Have you heard anything about who the Raiders might be interested in for this position?
I mean, I feel like a broken record a little bit, Katie, because I've been talking about Mike Vrabel for a very long time, and every time there's a new opening, like he and Ben Johnson are the first names out of my mouth. But Mike Vrabel makes so much sense there. First of all, I want to talk about how good or not good of a job this is, because right now the Raiders don't have a quarterback, and what is their path to a quarterback? Because they don't pick in the top 2, 3, 4 of next year's draft. So they're going to have to do some work in order to get Shador Sanders or Cam Ward in this upcoming draft, if they could ever leapfrog Tennessee at 1 or Cleveland at 2 or the Giants at 3, okay? So that's going to be an issue. The roster, man, they really missed out on a lot of draft picks, and they had a few free agency busts, and so you're going to have to recoup some of that.
I'm just going to pause it real quick and then let y'all know, like he was saying, we have no quarterback. My feeling was to have AOC start over Minshew. Now, here's my thing. Who was the one above AP that said no? and I'm gonna tell you like what I believe. I believe Telesco and them said to let Minshew start. AP never signed Minshew to come here as a quarterback and compete for the starting job. That wasn't an AP signing. That was a Telesco signing. AP did say that he wanted to go up and get Jaden Daniels, but they said that caused a little friction amongst Telesco and AP for how much would you trade to move up to get Jaden Daniels if he was available. But obviously, we didn't even make a bid on that. You know what I mean? So it's like, in this situation with him losing his job, it was damned if he did and damned if he don't. You know what I mean? And like he said, man, there's a lot of things that he made mistakes at doing, but who don't make mistakes as a rookie on the job? AC makes all the mistakes, and then all the AC supporters, well, he's a rookie, he has to learn. Well, isn't that the same case with AP? He's a rookie head coach, and he has to learn. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't like double standards. I don't like when fools say that person can, but he can't. Because then I start thinking discriminatory. You're discriminating towards him for what reason? You know what I mean? There's something you're not letting him do, but you let old punk ass Josh McDaniels get 1.5 years before you decide to can him. But AP only gets 1, and Josh McDaniels did a way worse job than AP. AP was the one to come in and help trying to clean up a little bit what Josh McDaniels did. Josh McDaniels didn't motivate the team. AP did. But AP doesn't have the coaching experience. I agree to that. He doesn't have the coaching experience. But when do you get coaching experience? If you're not given a shot. That one and done shit, that's so premature to me. I don't understand that shit. That's like if your kids fuck up in Pop Warner, you make them quit football forever. And it's his first year. You know, no, son, I don't think I'm going to pay you anymore for you to play football no more because you fucked up your first year. Dad, I never played this shit before. Well, you should have looked on YouTube or Googled the shit. It's a cold world, boy. Hey, everything got to be microwavable. I want it now. I want wins, and I want it now. Boy, you better hope you get Vrabel, because if you go out there and get your rookie head coach, guess what he's going to do? Fuck up. That's just the nature of the beast. He's going to fuck up to learn how to not fuck up. So that's all I want to say on that situation, man, because it's just a lot of people going back and forth. Some people ain't even using common sense. You know what I mean? It's like it's favoritism amongst the nation. Like, strip away the name in the face. Look at all the scenarios. You know what I mean? People say, oh, well, you can't mention injuries. Detroit had more injuries than us, but Detroit has better depth, and they're showing y'all that right now. They got better depth than we got. If we had that depth, I guarantee you we would have won more than 4 games.
You talking about Detroit?
We don't have that depth. That's why we have to go into free agency and the draft to obtain that depth. So when guys do go down, like your Crosbys, your Kuntz, your Wilkins, your Epps, your Jacorian Bennett, do I need to go on? AOC got hurt twice. Minshew got hurt and got put out. Should I continue? Want me to continue on? Sincere McCormick got put out on the list towards the end of the year when he got his opportunity. Continue? Should I continue? I think I continue. Andre James got put out at center, and you had to move JPJ from guard to center, and then have a motherfucker that wasn't 100% to cover what JPJ was doing at guard. The move, man, I'm telling you, and the list just keeps going. What was the depth behind him? Was you secure? If Max Crosby go down, were you secure in our depth? Where Max Crosby going? That's all right. Snowden got this. He ain't Max Crosby. He ain't Max Crosby. So there's reasons why people lose, and then there's excuses. Reasons? Yes, we don't have a quarterback. Yes, we were depleted. Yes, the offensive line was playing musical tunes, and yes, we did not have a run game. But all in all, you sit back and look at the spectrum of the quarterback production, yet we still had two 1,000-yard receivers on the same team in the same season. Bowers and Mr. Jacoby Myers. What if we would have had a run game mixed in with that? What if we had a competent quarterback that possibly could have added more yards to Jacoby Myers or Brock Bowers play? And Brock Bowers is a rookie. Led the team in receiving yards and receptions from 3 quarterbacks. And none of them is making the Pro Bowl. Come on, bro. So you got to look at it from that angle like, well, damn, we didn't have shit really on offense, and yet we got production out of 2 guys. Name me how many teams in the NFL this year had 2 receivers with over 1,000 yards receiving. I'll wait. T. Higgins didn't even hit 1,000. He got close. Not there. Chase, oh yeah, he got it. So we can throw that up in there. Who else? I'll wait. And they all have leading quarterbacks taking them into the playoffs, potentially competing for a championship. I'm just saying. Was that by accident? We accidentally had 2,000-yard receivers. I don't think we had 2,000-yard receivers since Rice and Brown. I'm just saying when we had Waller and we had Renfro, each of them took a turn with 1,000 yards in one season.
Show me love up in the club.
In the club. Oh, let me get this up here like this. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around. Man, I'm up here running my motherfucking mouth. Hey, it feel good though when a nigga, when that tooth get fixed, motherfucker feel like 10 years younger in the mouth.
Hey, I was trying to give you a hit, player.
Without further delay, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my guy, man. Dirty Mickey Figgy, right in the building. Yes, indeed.
What it do, man? How y'all living?
Man, we up here chopping it up on this AP situation, man.
I can dig it.
What you got, a dick cam? Oh man, let's have fun with this shit.
Hey, I'm gonna give you my take off top. I'm not feeling this.
Okay.
I'm not feeling this on multiple levels, and I think for those that are wanting us to win and win now, we just went some steps back.
This ain't the way to do it.
And what's going to happen is, whoever that coach is, he's going to have to bring in his guys, which means that all the guys that you may have fell in love with, you know what I'm saying, the Spillanes,
Deuces.
the Merricks, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me hurt some feelings tonight.
Remember Gruden?
Max Crosby.
Remember Gruden? Come on.
Those guys are now on the block. And the reason why I say now they're on the block is because they don't have a contract, first of all. And when you think about it defensively, that was what was holding us all season. And what were the
real shit.
What guys were those guys? Those were the guys that were playing for the head coach that you allowed to walk out the door.
Facts.
So now that he's walked out the door, they're like, hey, let me see what the grass is on the other side. And unfortunately, as much as we love Max Crosby, he said it. He said it in his own podcast. He said every time we get a good group in here, and I think we can run with these dogs.
That's real shit.
We get rid of them, and that's what's going to end up happening. Adam Butler, his road dog, the guy that sets him up. You know what I'm saying? The defensive tackle that sets him up on pass rushes. He needs a contract. So it's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough. Now there is things that I did not like about Antonio Pierce. You know what I'm saying? As a rookie coach, and we had to take his lumps there. But I think we were in a better position if we would just kept everything in place. I think even in his last press conference, he was talking about, hey, the beat writer was like, hey, would you make any changes? And he's like, nope. All we need, pretty much all he was saying, all we need is a quarterback.
Yep.
And that's how he felt about this team. He felt that he could really run this team the way he wants to run this team with the guys that he had, you know what I'm saying, in the room. And I think that's where we would have been closer to winning. But now we're going to be in position where we got to start all over again. So all those people that were talking about rebuild and retool and, all of that, yeah, we're in rebuild mode.
Yeah, for real. What's your take, Dirty? Newport State's better than Salem 100s. Oh, you on mute?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
All right.
Oh, you got the touch mic.
Oh yeah, I got the touch screens and everything. Touch screens, touch mics, touch balls. My balls.
Stop.
My ball.
Oh,
My ball.
oh, nigga, you ain't AOC.
No. I'm not happy about the AP, but I understand. You know what I mean? I do understand. What I understand is black coaches don't get the same leeway white coaches get.
Man, that's what it be looking like.
That's what I understand.
Lovey Smith.
They don't get the same shit. Gerard Mayo, who really didn't do that bad of a job of what he had. They was plagued by injuries too. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. And now, everybody is talking about, we can get Vrabel. What the fuck happened the last time we brought in a fucking New England Patriot? What happened then? All this Vrabel talk, what the fuck did he do in Tennessee?
You still gonna
Did
need
he win a
offensive
chip?
coordinator.
Did he win a chip?
Yeah,
He didn't win a chip, did he? Just saying. Just saying.
It's like we on the same fucking merry-go-round.
Same fucking go round, right?
Round and round we go.
So when they fired,
nobody knows.
when they fired AP, you know what I mean? When they fired AP, I made up in my mind that I was in for another fucking losing season next year. So I really don't have a lot good shit to say about the Raiders. I'm expecting another fucking losing season. That's what I'm expecting. You can say Vrabel is much better than AP, but he fucking has never proved it. It's amazing how you guys have all of these, he's this, he's that. But in reality, you don't know. You're hoping. You're wishing. But you don't know. You have no clue. Because in all honesty, if I go back and look at Vrabel's track record, he fucking didn't do anything. Nothing impressive. Not a damn thing. And he was in a shit-ass division. Who's in the division with Tennessee? The Houston Texans? The fucking Indianapolis Colts? You know what I mean? Like, bro, he was in a weak-ass division and couldn't win that shit.
And he had Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah, and if he did have Derrick Henry. And you see what we're doing with him.
Man, he didn't. So what? With Ryan Tannehill, and he got fired because he fucking kept Ryan Tannehill. So just like he took him to the playoffs with Ryan Tannehill, he fucking got fired for keeping Ryan Tannehill. It's another fucking waste, bro. Digging into shit that is a fucking bad idea.
Yep.
It's a bad idea, bro. I'm tired of motherfuckers asking for people because of fucking names. Ask for somebody with some actual real qualifications that have fucking done something.
A real resume. You know what I mean?
A real resume.
Now look.
But you know what, Dirty? Let me jump in and say this with the resume situation. Unfortunately, the way this organization is ran, I don't think anybody with a good resume would want to come over here and coach this team.
That's not true.
I don't believe it.
That's not true.
Because we have an opportunity to have the man in charge change that with the right selections in free agency. We got money and we got picks. You know what I mean? So is this have to be somebody that knows what they're doing?
Everybody wants to be a Raider, from a player to a fucking coach. Everybody wants to be a part of this organization in some form of capacity. Reason being, we are the number one fucking franchise in the NFL. It may not be championship wise, but there is no better franchise than ours. And I'm taking out the way that we fucking play. I'm just talking about how we treat our own. There is no other franchise on the face of this planet in any fucking sport that treats their alumni and the people who have worked for them better than us. And that makes people want to be a Raider. But the problem is you have a front office who does not know what the fuck they're doing. I don't like Telesco. I didn't like him when he was with the fucking Chargers. I didn't fucking like him when we hired him. And I still don't fucking like him. He will be the downfall of this team. I guarantee you that. Everywhere he goes, teams get plagued with injury. So you could bring in the greatest coach and the greatest fucking players and you're still gonna have to fucking deal with injuries. Why? Because he doesn't hire the right fucking training staff. He gets cheap with that shit. He doesn't want to pay for the training staff. So yes, you're gonna end up with the same fucking shit.
You eat the same meal, you're gonna get the same shit. That's real shit.
Hey, that last press conference of Antonio Pierce, that was so telling. there was so many, like it. I'll tell people, do your homework. Go back and listen to his press conference, and I guarantee you, there's at least 5 red flags in that press conference. Of things that wasn't going right, that was out of his control, that he was trying to do, trying to keep things together. And
I've heard that same shit.
And pull everything together.
Yup.
They asked him about the players. He's like, hey, I'm in charge of just coaching the 53 that I got. That's all I can work with. Red flag.
Hey.
He was giving hints here and there of everything that was going on. The quarterback situation. Minshew was not his choice.
Nope. Let's go that brought him in. I told y'all that.
We knew from the beginning of the season that AOC was the guy. That's what Antonio Pierce said. He said AOC is gonna be. He's gonna get the starting snaps. But when Telesco and Getsy, Dumb and Dumber, came in here, their mastery thought that Minshew was the best option to go. That's why when it did come out that Minshew was the starter, if you listen to the language that was talked about, it was not Antonio Pierce's sole decision. He said, we as a group, doesn't necessarily mean that let's put this all together. We're a group on this panel, okay? We all are talking about the quarterback position. Dirty says he wants AOC. Okay? I want Minshew.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Okay,
I want Jamarcus Russell.
Hey, I want Minshew, right?
I want Ritter.
and Lunatic with his crazy ass.
Hey, I'm right with the light skin, light skin.
He wants Ritter and a backup as Minshew. Okay,
That's right.
So they went with Minshew. That's how it went. And because there was politics with that, because there was money involved with that, because Minshew costs more than AOC, Minshew was the guy.
And yes,
and where did that go?
AP was the head coach, but was this head coach? Did he have any control? Right. If you got a rookie head coach and a veteran GM, who does the show?
So let me ask you something, Raider Loso, and I'm not trying to harp on you, but you say he tucked his tail. Let me ask you something. When your boss tell you to do something at work, do you fucking do it or do you stand up to him? Because I know you don't stand up to him, you wouldn't have a fucking job.
You wouldn't have a job. Hey, that's the pecking order.
You know what I mean? People say, oh, he tucked his tail. He didn't tuck his tail. He had to fucking listen to his boss.
When your wife tell you to do something, do you do it? Or do you sleep on the couch that night?
Well, it depends on what she tell me to do.
You take out the trash.
I got some nice couches. I got some nice couches.
Hey, with memory foam.
And it goes back to the press conference. One of the questions they asked, and one of his answers was, I'm going to stick to my gut.
No, you know what? That's another thing I want to bring up because somebody in the chat brought it up, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for doing it. And shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike, man. I appreciate the $4.99. What could I get? Is going through major health issues. Hey, right? Hey, for real. Hey, Sacktown Mike, man. Prayers go up to your family and your mom, man. Hopefully, and with the grace of God, man, led to being healthy again. I don't know the situation that's going on, but it's not my business. You know what I mean? But may you and your family be blessed, man, and may you be touched to recover and be healthy again, man, for real.
Hey, reach out to me on IG. Twan, TWUAN.
TWUAN right here. He got you.
Hit me on IG if you got Instagram. Hit me up on IG. Twan on Instagram.
For real, man. Salute to you. See, that's the most important thing about Raider Nation right there. We may not agree on everything, but one thing we do agree on is that we're all family. We got the same team. White is silver and black. I don't agree with my people all the time. They're not. That doesn't mean I love them any less. You feel me? So yeah, man, everybody in the chat, man, one time, let me see some prayer hands in there, man. And just, you know what I mean, positive prayer for Sacktown Mike and his mom and family, y'all, for real.
Yeah, look, I'm not picking on anybody. All I'm really saying is, bro, we as a nation need to make up our fucking minds on what it is we want, bro. We can't keep moving the fucking goalposts. Can't keep coming up with fucking excuses. Can't keep blaming fucking people. Blame the people who the blame lies on.
You know what?
Blame the front office. This is all front office's fault. You gave a man a job and didn't let him do it. You micromanaged him on his job.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, if I'm a manager and I give an employee an order to do something and then I stand behind him the whole fucking time, you think he's gonna get the job done? No, he's gonna be nervous as fuck to do anything because I'm standing over his goddamn shoulder. Making sure he don't make one little mistake, because if he do, he out of here.
Yup.
Go against what I told you to do, you're out of here. You ain't even gonna finish your 8-hour shift. Nigga, you gonna get 3.5 and get the fuck out. People say, oh, I saw J-Dawg say this ain't McDonald's. Nigga, it is. It is
clowns,
McDonald's.
We got clowns running this shit.
You know what it is? It's a fucking job.
We got Ronald McDonald.
They just make more money at what they do for what they do. But it's still a fucking job.
Yep.
That you can be fired from obviously. So it is McDonald's.
And you get fired the same way.
If he don't own the team, so he's an employee, just like the niggas who serve Big Macs and fries at McDonald's. A fucking employee. And you gotta listen to your boss. Point blank. Point blank.
And there's another thing that I got out of the statement that AP made with he didn't trust his gut. My question is this. I understand that. But who talked you out of not going with your gut? Because usually, most times, that's why you don't go with your gut, because somebody talked you out of it. You're not going to talk this. Sometimes you talk yourself out of it. You overthink things. But as a rookie, you expect that. You overthink. You know what I mean? But sometimes somebody might be like, I don't think that's a good idea. Trade all these picks to go up and get Jaden Daniels. I guarantee you that's the conversation that was had. I don't think it's a good idea to trade all these picks to move up to get Jaden Daniels. I bet you that was his gut feeling, and somebody talked him out of it by saying it wasn't a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to start AOC. We got Minshew in here at $25 mil for 2 years. I think we need to put the veteran in over the rookie. Who talked AP out of that shit? And AP was the only one with AOC the year before, and Telesco wasn't here. Who would know AOC better? So I guess his gut feeling was to go, and he admitted that. I should have went with my gut feeling and went with AOP, but who talked you out of it? Somebody did.
Look, if John Gruden is working at McDonald's, he's at his lowest point of his life, and he's not standing up to no fucking manager. He's at the lowest point of his life. He's not standing up to nobody.
John Gruden is not at
McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, man, and put in an order at the drive-thru and pull up, and next thing you know, you look at him and it's motherfucking Renfro. Nah, let me say that's fucked up.
Bro, look, if you go back and you look, you'll see who's friends and who are not friends. Telesco and AP are not friends, but you know, Telesco and fucking what was the offensive coordinator we had? I can't even remember his fucking name. But Getsy, yeah, they're friends.
I seen Leatherwood detailing cars at 7-Eleven.
Hey, but Dirty, that's why it killed me when people were trying to put the acquisition of Getsy on Antonio Pierce, and I'm like, that was not his pick.
That was not his pick.
That was not his choice at all.
He did not make AP. AP did not make Getsy the hire, bro. He did not. And what was AP supposed to come out and say? Oh yeah, we hired a new offensive coordinator that I don't even fucking like, but I'm gonna give him a goddamn chance. Is that what he was supposed to come out and say?
Why we acting like Getsy was the first choice?
He wasn't.
Why we saying this shit when all along? Look, I'm gonna show you what AP's plan was, and look, is Washington Commanders in the playoffs with the quarterback and the OC that we wanted. Somebody knew something. Somebody knew if you pair those two together, you was gonna get something dynamic.
Hey, I think Antonio Pierce wanted Josh Jacobs too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he's with Green Bay. What they doing?
Can you name me one?
What about Meek Robinson? Meek Robinson with Detroit.
Meek Robinson.
Come on.
Balling.
Them are the kind of players AP wanted on his team.
Could have got him on the low. Could have kept him for the low. His contract in Detroit wasn't that big. We could have afforded that.
2 years for $9 million.
You had a GM come in here and say it wasn't worth the money. That's why I said somebody talked AP out of his gut feeling.
Somebody please name me the last good running back fucking Telesco drafted.
Shit. Good one. They said this
anybody,
year,
please name me.
He said Genty at 6 this year.
Name me a running back that he drafted when he was with the Chargers that was good.
He got lucky with Eckler.
He didn't draft Eckler. Eckler is a UDFA.
Yeah.
That the coach begged for.
Draft.
That the coach begged for.
True.
I say this is what they need to do. Let Telesco have the first 3 rounds, and then have a powwow, have a round table with all the collective minds to do the rest of the draft. Bruh, that's what this draft looked like.
Well, we would smash the draft every year if we would just do that. Let Telesco do the first 2 or 3, because that's what he's good at. And then we got Champ Kelly that is he steals guys in the late rounds all the time.
For real.
Fear Raider.
Bringing the other guys and do it as a collective.
That true insight right there, because that is true. Bowers was scouted by Champ, not by Telesco.
Oh, let's get that right then.
Let's get that right. Because Champ was at the school. Telesco wasn't.
That's right.
Telesco wasn't around to do no goddamn scouting for the Raiders. He was still a fucking Charger. So you gonna tell me the talent he scouted over there, that's what he brought to us? Fuck no.
See, my thing was this. My belief is AP should have got 1 year and be graded on that 1 year. You got to have a year to compare to the previous. As an interim, you can't ride with an interim because you're inheriting something. You know, you can't judge me by my car. If my late grandmother gave me this car and it got all kind of rust spots on it and missing 3 hubcaps. I didn't do that. But I made that motherfucker get me to and from work, grocery shopping and everything, and picking up my kids. But it didn't go. I couldn't take it on no long ass trip out of state. So you got to look at it that way. Everything that AP inherited was not his. It wasn't his system. It wasn't his coaching. It was just like, here, take over and do what you can. Next year, we start over with what you want to implement, and then keep it going. And then we only gonna give him 1 year. And I then gave y'all the facts of 1 year coaches that were horrible and end up winning multiple Super Bowls. Andy Reid, Bill Walsh, Jimmy Johnson, the list goes on. All these motherfuckers was trash in year 1. And if all those teams would have got rid of them, none of these motherfuckers would have had as many Super Bowls as they have now. Andy Reid got 3 with Kansas City because he fell miserably in year 1 in Philadelphia with 5 wins. Bill Walsh, 49ers wouldn't have 4 of them fucking Super Bowls if Bill Walsh didn't go 2-14 in year 1 with San Francisco. Jimmy Johnson, Cowboys wouldn't. I give 3 Super Bowls to Jimmy Johnson because that 3rd one he got robbed from when they brought old boy from Oklahoma.
J-Dog, yes, I will take Gruden back in a heartbeat, bro, over any fucking choices that you put out there. I will take Gruden back over any fucking coach you bring in to interview. Reason being, his job was not finished.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean? His job wasn't finished. You know, he left on some faulty ass shit, bro.
I don't believe in.
People like, oh well, he email says he's racist. So the fuck what? You think he the only racist coach in the NFL?
Shit, let alone owners.
Shit, the owner?
Didn't you see the picture of Jerry Jones when they were segregating blacks and whites from school, standing right there as a teenager?
Hey, I honestly don't think John Gruden is racist, bro. I think he just has. I think his sense of humor may not be what everybody else's sense of humor is. Because I personally found that shit to be hilarious. The comment was hilarious, especially when you see the nigga he's talking about. That nigga got some big ass lips.
Well, I don't think he meant it like that, though. I just he was talking about just bullshit that he be, lip service. You heard the thing called lip service. Now, if he would have said lip service, they still would have been, why you talking about his lips?
Oh, pause, lip service, pause.
For real, lip service. 1999 at your local truck stop. Hey, ask Mike G to point you in the right direction of the lizards.
Giving lip service.
The lizards with lip gloss. The lip gloss lizards. That's what we gonna call them. Not lot lizards. Lip gloss.
Nah, J-Dog. He meant what he said, man. Because that nigga got some big ass lips. It looked like every morning he wake up, somebody punched this nigga in his mouth just so he can have some fat ass lips, nigga.
But that's not what
Like-
the email. That's not what the email was talking about, though. If you read the whole email, he was
It
referring
wasn't.
that this motherfucker run his mouth and ain't saying shit. Cause the shit that he was representing the players union.
Hey, but he did say that nigga had lips like Goodyear tires, nigga. That's
Yeah, but shit.
Hey, cause he was burning rubber, man.
I never seen
Hey,
no Goodyear tires
hey,
with lips.
Hey, he was running a mile a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look. If he would have said anything else, you know what I mean? If he would have said, you know what I mean, this nigga loose lips sink ships, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean, this nigga pillow talks, you know what I mean? Any of that would have been acceptable. You know, it would have. I ain't even gonna lie. The nigga said he had lips like the Goodyear blimp. You know what I mean? Like,
That shit. He didn't say the Goodyear blimp.
he did say the Goodyear blimp.
No, he said Michelin tires.
You know, he said Goodyear tire. He said Goodyear.
I
All
thought
he
he
said
said
was the
Michelin.
nigga had lips like Goodyear. So it could have
You
been
ever
the
seen the
tires.
lips on the
It could have
Michelin
been the
man?
blimp.
The
Like,
Michelin
it
man
don't
had
even-
lips too.
Hey, look.
Hold on, we gonna dig into this and get the truth.
Hey.
Why is we on the lip? Why is we on the lip heist? For real. hey, look, I'm not mad at Gruden neither. You know what I'm saying? Like the last year of Gruden, we were on something. Gruden has something cooking over here. You know what I'm saying? But I think back to the Antonio Pierce situation. I think with that,
Yeah, lips like this.
we jumped way ahead. We jumped way ahead. Every year there's gonna be good coaches available to you know what I'm saying? The hottest coach is gonna be available every year.
Hey, look, let me ask the chat this. Would y'all want a woman head coach? Would you want a woman head coach and she had a coach in a two-piece? That's the lingerie football league.
I don't know about all that. But yeah. Man, this coaching is. I was hoping Antonio Pierce would have got his last year to actually do what he wanted to do with this team. I think the biggest issue going into this season is that he didn't have a quarterback, you know what I'm saying, that he could really, you know what I'm saying, that quarterback room was not good from the get.
Hey, look, Telesco signed Ritter and Minshew. Now,
And
we're under that shit.
And you know what the cold piece about Ritter is? Ritter can't take a snap under center. So why did we even bring him in?
Hey, Big Al, if we had a female coach, would nobody watch the game? Like, look at the shit on that critter.
And poor Carter Bradley. I felt good about Carter Bradley. I mean, hey, when Minshew got hurt,
I'm looking for a job.
I was like, hey, go ahead and bring him in. I seen what he did in preseason. You know what I'm saying? He might throw a few picks, but at least he gonna attempt to give our wide receivers a chance.
Hey, let me ask y'all about, Nick Sorensen, the 49ers defensive coordinator, is not returning back to the Niners. I ain't saying head coach, but I'm talking about like a lateral move if whoever takes over head coach, bring him in because I think Graham is gone.
We're in a bad. I'm telling you, we're in a bad place. Players are leaving. Coaches are going to be gone. Like, and I think that was the whole thing when Antonio Pierce was talking about, hey, I think we're good with who we got. Like, I think he already knew that, Patrick Graham, the writing on the wall is any day now. You know what I'm saying? But I think we were already having we already had our defensive coordinator in place. I think Robbie Leonard was going to be our next defensive coordinator.
The defensive line coach, right?
Yeah. I think Robbie Leonard was going to step up into that spot, and
he made magic with that defensive line this year, bro. The people that kept stepping up behind each other. Like, God dang, this dude is known. He's knowing what he's doing.
Yeah.
I like dude. Yes, that's a good. But who do you bring in here that's going to want to keep him? That ain't his guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That was the whole thing. Like with Antonio Pierce, those guys were going to stay. But now,
yeah, that for real.
They're all gone.
The only way you can sidetrack it is if you make him head coach.
And being honest with you, if I was an opposing team and I needed some help on my D line, hey Robbie Leonard, hey, what you doing? Hey, you think you can slide some of those? I know you know some of them players over there. Hey, what's Adam Butler up to? You think you can bring him with you? Oh, hey, you want what's up with Max? Is he cool? You think he'll come over here? Like it's gonna happen like that, and get ready, because we thought our off season was gonna be entertaining. You got something else. That thing is on steroids right now.
Put up the nigga with the big ass lips. J-Dog wanted to see.
Look, hey, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Look at that shit. He wasn't lying, bro. Hold on. He wasn't lying.
Hey, bro, got a 10 head and some swamp coolers.
Hey, that bottom lip boy is dragging. Bro, about the last dragon.
Bro, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
Hey, he'll cool off a bowl of soup in one blow.
That motherfucker can sip the Western Hemisphere through a straw.
Bro. Hey, he used to eat hot grits at birth.
Okay, I fuck that. We ain't telling no black jokes, nigga. Damn.
Hey, that's facts though. Hey, it's facts though.
This motherfucker look like he pouting.
That's facts though.
That nigga got the permanent shit face. Nigga, like
that nigga pouting. What John Gruden say?
The truth.
So dude is the head of the NFLPA. The dude is the head of the NFLPA, and basically he was talking a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Because John Gruden is not the only person to say something about him. A lot of black players, retired black players, have had a lot to say about this dude and him running his fucking mouth. And they even said John Gruden wasn't lying. This nigga got some big ass motherfucking lips. And he do.
He ain't lying, bro.
He ain't lying. Hey, look, it ain't racist if it's true. I say this all the time. It ain't racist if it's true. It's not being racist if it's fucking true. And in this statement, it is fucking true. This nigga got some big ass motherfucking lips, bro. It ain't racist. So for me, it's forgivable. The sexist shit he said, hey, bro, there's nothing you can do about the era that he was raised in. There's nothing you can do about that. You can inform him. You can have therapy about it, but it's still a reflection of the era that he was raised in. All you can do is raise your sons to be better.
You can't bash Gruden on that when you voted for somebody that's even worse.
Say that shit.
That's true. I ain't even think about it like that, but yeah, that's true. I didn't vote this year.
See, stuff like that, that's what gets me with some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? And here I go talking about some of these content creators. There's so many guys that's gonna be doing this. they're gonna have this take, but then this take is gonna contradict the take that they made in the past. Just watch it.
Hey,
it's happening. It's happening as we speak.
watch this. I want everybody to remember this episode because next season, if we get a rookie head coach in here that only wins 3 games and everybody fight for him to keep his job at least 1 more year,
Right?
we got you, nigga. We got you.
Hey, look.
We got you. Cause I'm saving this
All
video.
I know is this is coach number 9 since 2011.
Fuck.
Number 9. If we do the record, we have swapped just as many head coaches as we have quarterbacks in the last 30 years.
That's crazy. That's crazy as fuck right there. We should not have this much. Oh my.
And I'm not saying and hear me out, because I have to speak for myself. I'm not saying Antonio Pierce is the thing that walks on water. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that at all. But there has to be some type of, hey, let's really see and feel this out, and let's see what he can actually do with this, instead of, oh, he went 14 or 4-13. Oh, let's just get rid of him right now.
Hey, Big Al. See, yeah, that's racist. That's racist right there, Big Al. That's more of a worthy fight than, because this nigga said the motherfucker had big lips, and it's true. I mean, like, yeah. Now I will say, banks deny people of all races, bro. They don't give a shit.
That's real shit.
They deny people of all races. It's about do you have anything of collateral with equity in it? They don't care. Look, it's a lot of things. It's crazy. It's a lot of things, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you, like, my mom used to be a loan officer. My mom was a loan officer, right? And she gave a loan to a couple of people. You know what I mean? To a couple of people. Two of the people that she gave a loan to was DJ Pooh and Ice Cube.
Oh shit, that's how they made Friday.
That's how they made Friday.
For real, for real.
When they was with the Bomb Record, when they had the Bomb Records. Now maybe that's what they used the money for. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I know they came and got a loan from my mom at her bank in Culver City at Wells Fargo. She also did a loan for Mary Jo and the mother from Family Matters.
I got a loan for Big Worm.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy. You know what I mean? Banks are weird like that. But in all honesty, they base your shit on collateral. What can they repossess if you fault on your loan? That's their biggest concern. Great credit or not. What can we possibly get our hands on if this venture fails? And really, they don't like giving loans to people with great credit because they don't make anything on it. Your APR is low. You know what I mean? There's no real interest in it. You gonna pay on time. They gonna get their money back.
Yeah,
they're more willing to give a loan to somebody in the middle tiers than they are in the upper tiers or the lower tiers. When your credit score is somewhere around 680, 700, yeah, that's the area where you can get loans. You get to being perfect, people don't want to loan you shit, bro. They don't want to loan you nothing because they know for a fact they're gonna get their money back and they not gonna make anything off of it but a few pennies. That's why I don't have perfect credit.
No, you don't want
I
perfect.
keep my credit just good enough. Need to get some shit, but not somebody else. You know what I mean?
And a tip for you guys that want to keep your credit low, because you got to remember, if you got good credit, you're going to be targeted by people who do identity theft. You know what I mean? Because they can get unsecured loans in your name. Keep your shit out of, and the way you do that without really hurting your shit is by using. Go above 30%. 30% is your minimum. You want to go over 30% usage. So have all your bills
usage.
directly to every credit card you got.
50% usage. I'm telling you right now, 50% usage. Look, you use your credit card knowing you got the cash in the bank. You use your credit card, you wait 3 days, you call, and you pay off what you just charged 3 days ago.
For real.
That's how you maintain decent credit.
Because usage could be changed instantly, depending on what you pay off. Anything else, any derogatory hit on your, whether it's a hard inquiry over 3, whether you got, well, shit, they want you to have a gang of fucking credit cards and loans. Because even when you're around 12, they still consider that not good. They want you to have like 20 lines of credit, whether it's card for buying a car or a personal loan or credit cards. They want you to have a gang of shit. I got like 15 credit cards. Because that's the only thing.
Home ownership is the lowest with blacks and brown folks, though. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, Big Al, look, that's not all on the banks either. Some people just don't want to own nothing. They just don't want nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's not all on the banks. But I do hear you. Like, a lot of reasons why we don't own is because we get denials, right? But at the same time, less of us want to own anything. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Less of us want to own anything. It ain't that many of us that want to own homes. And for those that do want to own homes and they keep getting denied, I'm sorry. I feel for you. I do. Yeah. But it ain't too many that's focused on trying to own nothing in the first place. And that's just being honest. Because I know people who can afford to own but don't want to. They like paying rent because it's somebody else's responsibility.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
Hey.
But me, I wanted to own because I wanted to be able to leave something behind. I can't leave my family $1 million in cash in the bank and leave you $1 million house.
Shit, go get you life insurance.
No, I'm just saying. Even if I got life insurance, they still wouldn't give me $1 million coverage. Max out 200,000. You know what I mean? Max out 200,000. But I'm just saying, you a little something extra. You know what I mean? That's all. So now you got. So when I pass, I leave my family 1.2 mil. Instead of just
on Instagram, for real. Hey, like you guys see, we talk more than just sports. We combine everything into what the nation. Some people may want to hear it, need to hear it. Others may not need to hear it. But it's information out there, and we ain't charging y'all but $3.99. You feel me? $3.99.
Hey, Loon, what you think's gonna happen to this roster, man?
It all depends on what direction they go with the coach. That's you know what I mean? Now, I don't think it's gonna be a full roster turnover because you got a lot of young talent on here. At least half the roster is young talent. But like I said, it all depends on who comes in here as head coach and how much power they give him. You know what I mean? Does he get to sign off on the check or does he get to rip them up? You know what I mean? Do they give him that responsibility? And I don't think the way it's set up is going to allow anybody to come here and do that because you got Tom Brady, you got Mark Davis, you got Telesco, you got other motherfuckers that's above that person running the team as a head coach. You got more motherfuckers nay. If motherfuckers had a vote, you got more nays against you than your yay. You know what I mean? Who's gonna side with the coach? What, the assistants? The position coaches? You're going up against the GM and the owners. We got to say owners now because of what Tom Brady and Seymour is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the owner definitely going to have more say. Even if he's a minority owner, has way more say in the organization because he has to protect his investment. But this is one thing that makes me feel secure. The fact that it is an investment and you're not going to try to do anything to negate what you invested in it to get less back in return. So you're going to do everything you can and pull every tie and every connection you got to make this organization, shout out to Trump, great again. Feel me? So that's the one comforting thing is if you want to return on your investment, make this team great again and watch the investment increase.
What you think, Dirty? Think about the roster itself after this move.
They don't address this offensive line, bro. I don't give a fuck about nothing else on this goddamn roster, bro. I'm being honest. I'm willing to roll into next season with AOC as long as they address this fucking offensive line. I don't give a fuck.
The guard spots.
Tackles too.
Nah.
Colton Miller is not it.
Who?
Colton Miller is not it.
Colton Miller wasn't in for the first 6 games. Go look what he did at the rest of the season.
No. I get that.
6 sacks in the first 6 games.
Yeah, I get that.
Wow.
I get that.
It dissipated after that. He was not fully. That showed me that he was not healthy. That shoulder, of course. You ain't got no punch. You an offensive lineman. You can't punch the defense in his chest. But here's my concern. Do we keep JPJ at center? Do you still ride? Do you ride with Andre James at center and put JPJ back at guard?
My number one draft pick, and I've said this, cool, get the quarterback, great, wonderful, get a Shador if that's what you're gonna get, right? But my number one pick has always been Kelvin Banks. Offensive tackle, plays both sides of the ball, right or left, doesn't fucking matter. And he's a fucking beast at it. That's who I want. That's who I want. And even if you decide to keep a Colton Miller, you put the Banks on the other side, your fucking tackles are solidified, bro. All them other motherfuckers, they can play somewhere else. I don't give a shit.
Now here's my other thing. Okay, if you did do a move like that, who could a tackle that could play left or right? Do you know what that'll tell me? Colton Miller's expendable, and you can get draft capital back in return and free up some more money under the salary cap.
Don't do that.
I tell you. Listen.
Back on the left side.
Listen what Dirty's saying though. If somebody's coming in here to go ahead and start from scratch, why not?
And the reason why I say don't do that, I see what you're saying. It does. I do see your side. I do see your side of the story. But I will say, we know what happens in the NFL. These players don't play the full 17 games.
It's gonna be another bone brew.
If Colton Miller goes down, then we're screwed because we don't have the depth.
Hey, AOC
and that's the issue. That's the issue with our offensive line. As soon as one person goes down, that's when we start going crazy, and that's when things start going, you know what I'm saying, start going awry. So you have to fortify that offensive line. Keep everybody that you have here and add to it.
If Colton Miller go down, AOC getting carted off the field with a shin splint.
Anybody's going down.
AOC gets another complete season, complete off season.
That nigga getting a shin splint and that nigga gone.
Mike Vick could be our quarterback, but if that offensive line don't hold up, not just hold up playing wise, but hold up health wise, we're done.
If you want me to be honest, bro, if you want me to be 100% honest, I feel like Cam Newton could have did better than all our fucking quarterbacks did this year. And he
everybody
ain't
was
played
calling me
ball in
crazy.
a minute. I feel like he could have did better.
Everybody was calling me crazy when I said, "Hey, bring in Cam Newton for a tryout." I didn't say he needed to make the team. I said, "Hey, bring him in on a Wednesday and see if he can still spin it."
I feel like Cam Newton could have did a better job, and he ain't played in a minute. I think he could have played better than our quarterbacks did. And that's just being honest, man.
Better than Ritter. I guarantee
Definitely
you that.
better than Ritter. Definitely better than Ritter.
Man.
That was his last opportunity at a job in the NFL, man. Unfortunately, that was his last opportunity, bro. You know.
Who, Ritter?
But, yep.
Yeah, I think so
That
too.
was his last opportunity. So for me, it is what it is. I ain't worried about it. You know. Like I said, I'm prepared to sit back and just watch another sad season, bro. Until we get some continuity, bro, I'm not gonna have any faith in them doing anything. Until you get some continuity in the front office, man, and you gotta, bro, the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't that fucking great, but they got continuity.
I'm glad you said that shit. Do you imagine where we would have been with Wilson as our coach for $1 million? But nobody wanted him.
Hey,
Look, we could have had an extra $11 million under the cap that we paying Minshew. Could have been under the cap and a quarterback that could have lost us games the same way we lost games already. What the fuck?
And Dirty said the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, what are the Pittsburgh Steelers? Consistent.
They are consistent.
And what are they consistent in? Consistently
In the
getting to
regular-
the playoffs.
No, they've had 3 fucking head coaches in their whole fucking lifespan.
But that's what consistency brings you.
That's consistency. Even though they been head coach for 16 years, and how many Super Bowls he got?
True.
Bro, they've had 3
But-
head coaches in 60 plus years.
He
We've
never had a losing season.
We've
Never
had
had a
3
losing
and 5. We've had 3 and 5.
Every year they say so. There's a chance because when you get to the playoffs, we know playoffs. It's 0-0.
Playoffs?
When you get to the
Talk to
playoffs,
me about playoffs.
hey, look, hey, we don't know about playoffs, but
sure
other
the
teams
fuck
know
don't.
about playoffs. But when you get to the playoffs, it's 0-0. It starts all over, new season, and that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers do every year.
Hey, J-Dog, so the reason why Texas O linemen have knee braces on is to protect their legs. That's why they don't lose offensive linemen. It keeps their knees from buckling and moving from side to side where they can't really put weight and pressure. That's why Texas offensive linemen wear knee braces, because my coaches do it at the high school that I went to. The all the O linemen
Raider
wore
Ridge.
to keep injuring their knees. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Let
why
me ask the chat this. Here's a question I'm going to ask you guys too on the panel. If the Raiders cannot get a quarterback such as a Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, top 3, you know, we're at 6, top 3, what do you think is the best next path to get a quarterback out of this draft? Do you move up, or do you stay put in the second round and grab one then? Like a Milroe or a Dart or a Gabriel.
if you don't get Shador or you don't get Cam, then you don't get one this year.
Oh my God.
You're fine with AOC. But look, I'm telling you that it's the sad truth, bro. I'm not willing to take a chance on any of these other quarterbacks that are in the draft. I would rather sit back and wait one more year for Gabriel to come up out of Oregon.
No, Gabriel coming out this year.
He coming out this year?
He's in.
I thought he said he was playing one more.
Oh, he played 5 years. He's coming out. He's going. He's in the
I mean,
Senior
it don't
Bowl.
matter. We got fucking players in the college, bro, that's been there 9 years.
I'm knowing the experience is there with these quarterbacks nowadays.
Yeah. So for me, like, I would I would actually prefer Gabriel not to come out this year. I was hoping he would stay one more year. I'm just being honest, especially after that display at Ohio State. He just hurt his fucking draft. He just hurt his draft stock, bro. He played horrible in that game for y'all.
Nah, defense killed him.
He played terrible for y'all in that game, bro. He did not look like a Heisman finalist in that game.
But neither did any top 4 teams that had a first week bye either. Let's get that straight, because Boise State got blown the fuck out. Arizona State didn't do shit.
They did. Hey, that arrest does
that bye hurt college.
Yeah, taking a bye.
I don't think college is built like the NFL to take a bye in the middle of this ain't the middle of the season. You took a bye into the championship.
It must be a goddamn windstorm over here.
No, just one out here. I know that much. It might be raining.
Bro, these motherfuckers is whipping by, nigga. It sound like thunder.
Thundercats. Oh! Come on, Lionel. Like, nigga, you
that shit shaking the garage door. Nigga, it's a two-door garage.
That's King Kong's boogie trying to suplex Roddy Piper.
Man,
I think we gotta get a quarterback somewhere in the draft.
Not the
we're in a situation where I think AOC can be our quarterback for next year. We have Minshew for one more year contractually, so that means you could have 3 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? You draft a quarterback, let him sit. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Minshew there. Whatever, however you want to play that out, and then next year you go get your guy. Now you got 3 quarterbacks, all under rookie contract. Your vet in the room is AOC. You know what I'm saying? A guy that studies, a guy that, you know what I'm saying, looks at film, can tell you, hey, watch out for X, Y, and Z. And we can run it from there. And we're not spending a whole lot of money in that room. So I think we may still have to draft a quarterback this year. Now, my preference is if we can't get a quarterback this year, I really would like to just go all in and just get best player available.
That's the best exactly. And look, Twan, this is what I believe. Not just the best player available, but I say the most dynamic player available. Like a Brock Bauer, you know what I mean? Like if we're at 6 and Genty is there, would you give that a look at? Or McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona, would you look at that as well?
For me,
as far as like a dynamic player at their position,
at 6, to be honest with you, I would go after the wide receiver over Genty. And the reason why,
I agree, there's hella running backs.
And the reason why is because, and I was gonna break this down in another video, but I'll break down some of it here tonight.
Okay.
When you look at the totality of the running back room in the draft class that's coming out, there are some talented running backs that are going to be in your later rounds that are really good at running back. I'm not saying they're you know the next Bo Jackson or anything like that. There's some starter like running backs in you can get those in the 3rd and 4th rounds.
Bruh.
So to get that big number 1 wide receiver, there's not too many out there in this draft that you can say, oh, you know, he's a big body. And I'm talking about big body, talking about 6'3" and up.
6'4", yeah, that's McMillan, exactly. 6'4".
Post up, you know what I'm saying, fade, you know what I'm saying, all those actions. Bruh. We need one of those guys. Another guy to look out for that's in the later rounds that is that body type, you know what I'm saying, shout out to where I'm at in the 408. Shout out to my man Nick Nash, San Jose State. Okay? Check out Nick Nash, San Jose State. Big body wide receiver. He has the possibilities and the makings of a number 1 X wide receiver. So man, that could be an option also in the later rounds of a big body receiver, but there's not too many of those in this draft. So I would pull the trigger on you know, a guy from Arizona. I don't want to disrespect his first name.
Yeah, I ain't gonna either.
But yeah, there's a lot of good running backs in this draft. If it was a situation where if the running back room wasn't that deep, then maybe I would pull the trigger right then and there on Genty.
Gotcha. But see, like you said, there's so many under the radar type running backs in this draft that's like you will get one later. You know what I mean? You will get one later.
And look at where our offense would be if we got, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep saying the guy from Arizona. You get the guy from Arizona.
Scatterbo.
Huh?
Arizona State. Scatterbo, the running back.
No. I'm talking about the wide receiver.
Oh, okay, McMillan.
Yeah. You get McMillan. Then you got Jacoby on the other side. Brock Bowers is still
Michael
a passing threat.
Trey Tucker, your speed, man.
Yep. So that really opens up your, you know what I'm saying? It really opens up your offense. Of course, we're still going to need that running back, but you know, Scatterbo from Arizona State is a good option.
What's old boy from Kansas?
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie
Gordon is a good option. Raheem Sanders from South Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm giving you guys names right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The guy from I think it's Omari Hampton.
I got a
North
question.
Carolina.
I got a question.
A dirty Raider from
Hey,
East Palo Alto.
Yeah, take me, bro. Tag me then. Now, I got a question. You know what I mean? It was asked in the chat earlier, and I've even spoken on this, you know what I mean, myself, but I'll ask y'all. What y'all feel about trading Max for draft picks, draft capital?
I tell you what, it depends on two things. Who you trade them to, and what do you get in return for them. I don't want the Detroit trade because you know Detroit gonna be in the bottom of the draft.
No. You would have to look at a team like Jacksonville
or New England or
a team like the
Cleveland
Giants,
or some shit. Yes,
you know
exactly.
I mean,
But
a team like the Bears.
What's your asking price? What is it? 2 firsts? 2 firsts and a second?
I need
player involved. I mean, like
I need two firsts, a second, and a third.
Man, I rock with that all day long. If we're built, if we're going from scratch, you know what I mean, and starting over, why not?
Hey, Dirty, we going and I'm gonna say this into your take. We're gonna have to do that fast because at this point, you got rid of Antonio Pierce. That was a guy that Max Crosby was going to bat for. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? You want to hear a secret?
Go ahead.
Raiders already got Max Crosby on the trade board. That's why they shut him down. That's why they shut him down so that he can get the surgery and be healthy and clear health waivers when they go to trade his ass in the offseason during the draft.
That's how it's playing out. Because
he knew he wasn't coming back.
You're getting rid of the coach that Max Crosby was going to bat for, so it's not going to be a surprise when Max Crosby says, "I want out of here."
Because I'm gonna tell you this, Max Crosby just recently doubled down on his threat. If we can't keep shit intact the way it is and continue to build consistency, he's still gonna stick to his guns with what he said the first time around. He's out. And I don't blame him.
I knew Max played his last game as a Raider when he shut it down early because that's not Max Crosby. Max Crosby plays through injuries. That's what Max does. That's why people love Max so much because he plays through injuries. He never quits. He's all gas, no fucking breaks.
Exactly.
When Max shut it down, I said, "Oh, he's done. He doesn't want to be here anymore."
What?
And this is the perfect opportunity for. And I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him.
And
Now,
why?
Everybody knew the plan. DA left. DA didn't leave because he had an issue with motherfucking. He didn't have an issue with AP. He had an issue with Getsy, and he told them not to fucking hire Getsy in the first place.
I thought he
was
okay Getsy.
He was there.
I don't think he expected what Getsy brought to the table. That's what they would have had to play with. I think Devontae was assuming, because you got to remember when Getsy came in, and I'll tell everybody this shit. Man, let me connect the dots for y'all. When Getsy got hired as offensive coordinator, they interviewed Devontae Adams and asked him about the hiring. He said, "Oh, it's the same offense we ran back in Green Bay, just damn near to a T." And I'm thinking, wait a minute. That offense at Green Bay was not Getsy's offense. You know whose offense that was? Not everybody at once. Who did we move to our offensive line coach after we fired everybody? Who was the ex offensive coordinator of Green Bay that Getsy was under at Green Bay?
Norv.
No, it wasn't. No, that's not Norv.
Philbin.
Then who?
Say that shit. What'd you say, Twan?
Philbin.
Philbin was the offensive coordinator in Green Bay with the offense that Devontae Adams was running. It wasn't Getsy. Getsy was only quarterback coach and wide receiver coach in Green Bay. That's a whole offense and that's why I say North Turner and ran that offense better than what Getsy did.
Let me ask you a question. What was Getsy's record? What was their records during that time too?
Who? What, Getsy?
Yeah, what was the Packers' record during the time that Getsy was on the staff in charge of receivers and quarterbacks?
I don't remember. I know exactly that Philbin won the Super Bowl.
Let's just say they didn't make the playoffs.
2010.
They didn't make the playoffs. Let's just say they didn't make the playoffs.
Hey,
under Getsy, Getsy ain't got shit to do with the quarterback in the month. You got Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, you the quarterback coach too, and you had Devontae when he came into the league as the wide receiver coach before me. Philbin was the offensive coordinator. They won the Super Bowl in 2010 versus Pittsburgh. Under Philbin.
It's gonna be a big problem.
I think Max is at the breaking point of where he's the last.
He's tired of the bullshit.
He's the last Raider. You know what I mean? Left. You know what I mean?
Tired of the bullshit, bro. He's
the last of his class. Before and after him.
By Oakland.
Man.
He's the last one to play in Oakland, right?
Oakland Raider, huh? For real.
The last Oakland Raider.
Holding it together. I'm gonna say it. Derek Carr passed him the torch. Said, "Hey, it's your team now." And now we're in a position where Max Crosby may be on his way out. And you know what? Who's our big ticket free agent of last year? Is he gonna want out too? Because I think he came over here because of Max Crosby.
And that was the purpose of him being brought over here.
He can want all he wants to, Twan. He's going to fucking play. He's under contract.
He got a big contract for real.
He got a contract, yeah. And then you got hurt. So you didn't even. Nah, bro. You got to play. You gonna have to play, bro. We gonna bring somebody in.
But
I can't say we gonna bring somebody into the level of a Max Crosby. But you know what? When we brought in Max, bro, nobody expected what we got out of Max. You wasn't expecting that.
Here's another angle, though. Twan, who did you say was the defensive line coach for us?
You talking about Robbie Leonard?
And his job with developing young talent on the ends?
I want to be right, Loso. Fuck.
How does Robbie look with developing defensive ends right now with the roster we got? Because it wasn't just Snowden. Snowden wasn't the only defensive end that showed promise under him.
Hey, Tyree is looking good.
He's developing too, right? Who's the nigga that was drunk that was in Vegas and got caught hanging over the edge of the wall? That ain't funny, bro. But thank God the wall got hurt. Nobody else did.
Right?
But I praise this dude because I'm telling you, for him to be a defensive line coach, he is getting a lot out of the talent that we don't have. You know what I mean? And it's making them look like they're talent that they should be. And I wonder, in the minds of the front office, do they look at Robbie like, well, shit, we can trade Max. We can even draft another defensive end, and we can trust them with you because your development of these guys is stupendous. Look at the development he's getting.
Look, what did we do to the last coach that did that for us, though, Loon? What did we do to the last coach that did that for us?
And that's the wrong way to go about it. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why we've been in this situation we've been in for decades. We cannot retain talent. We let talent walk out the door.
No.
Every time talent leaves, it gets better.
I don't think it's that we can't retain talent, it's we don't retain talent. Because we got the money. We could have signed Josh Jacobs. We could have signed Robinson, but we didn't. We didn't. For whatever reason it is. Oh, we don't want to put that much strain on the salary cap because we only got X amount of dollars and we need this more than we need that. I think they thought they needed more money for the defensive tackle situation than corner and the running back. That's what hurt him. Because that's where we were weak.
Could it also be the fact that Telesco just don't know running back talent?
That could be that too. Yeah,
just saying, bro. Could it be that he just don't know talent?
But hold on. If you and I and Twan and everybody else in Raider Nation understands and recognizes running back talent, why the fuck he can't? He been doing this shit for over 12 years.
Because he don't value the running back like that.
That's it. It's not that he don't see the talent. He don't value the talent. And that's what the whole rumors have been going on through the NFL. And we all know this. Running backs just don't get that love like back in the day.
I'm telling you.
But now they're looking at it like, well, damn, the three running backs that left.
4 more wins.
The 3 main running backs that left their team to go to a new team are all in the fucking playoffs. Think about that. Henry, playoffs, Baltimore.
Have 3 or 4 more wins, bro.
Saquon Barkley, playoffs, Philadelphia. Josh Jacobs, playoffs, Green Bay. All the top running backs are on a playoff team. So if he can't see that shit and be like, hey, 1 and 1 makes 2. This motherfucker seeing 1 and 1 and saying 3. Nigga retarded motherfucker. 3. How much is 1 plus 1? 3.
Look, when they got rid of all the talent, from last year's team, when they got rid of the heart of the offense and the defense, bro. I'm not saying that Amik was the end all be all of talent,
but
on
he
the
was
defense.
a part to the design.
He was a loud voice on that defense, bro.
I'm telling you,
a loud voice on that defense. You know, and he played like a dog, and that shit was infectious.
I'm knowing.
That shit was infectious. Josh Jacobs played like a dog. That shit was infectious.
Come on. And you see they go to their teams and look what those teams are doing. Come on, bro. We seen this shit. We knew what we had to be doing.
Getsy was another fucking offensive coordinator on a power trip, bro. Stop bringing in motherfuckers on power trips, man.
Man, these motherfuckers is looking and identifying the wrong shit. You don't need a player to be greatest at his position. Be the greatest part in that motherfucking system. I said that shit. I said the machine as a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It don't matter about how great the individuals are, but how are those individuals? Let me give you an example. I'm gonna switch to basketball just to give you an example that just because a motherfucker is great don't mean he works well in the system. You remember when Houston went and signed Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley to add him to Olajuwon and that shit didn't work? That's because they didn't fit in the system. They were all three great players, but they didn't fit together. You got Scottie Pippen and Barkley arguing and not even getting along. That shit was trash. But those individually are Hall of Fame players. It don't matter how great the players are. What matters is how great the system is that fits those players into it. And once we understand that shit, which is, I look at Robinson, that no, he's not the greatest corner, but he's great in the system that he fits in. That's the whole thing. Josh Jacobs ain't the greatest running back ever, but he's great in the system that he fits in. Green Bay is showing you that. So it's just fucking ridiculous.
They showing you that motherfucker can play in any goddamn system, man. He over there balling.
I don't think any system was last year.
That's why I drafted him in my fantasy league. By the way, I am the champion this year. I won. Thank you.
That's because you gamble.
I do. I gamble. I gamble. But I won.
Bank and put 100 down on a parlay with Josh Jacobs and Amik Robinson.
I won my 10-man tournament. It's winner take all.
Oh.
Yes. Talking about.
But yeah, man, all I can say now, where we at the standpoint we are with this team, is we just gotta wait and see, bro. It don't matter what the fuck we want. You know what I mean? It don't matter what we think. What matters is what the fuck do they do? What do they do? Who's gonna be the next head coach? Are you gonna allow him to come in and change up the coordinators, coaching staff? And if he does he make the right choices doing it? That's all I care about. I don't give a like I said, I wanted AP to stay one more year just to see if he can prove that, show that he's fit to be a head coach, but they never gave him that opportunity. That's what I'm mad about. I'm mad at the opportunity of year 2 comparing to year 1. Did he grow as a head coach? Because when we let Gruden do it, he went down the same path. He improved every year. How in the fuck we gonna know if AP can improve if he ain't here to do it no more? That's the shit that fucks with me.
And he'll never get another opportunity to coach again.
I don't believe that shit. I think he's gonna
not as a head coach.
He's gonna have to be a coordinator first, defensive coordinator first.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to grab them. He's gonna have to
go back to the ranks of where he was at and work his way back up.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start as a linebacker coach.
Yep, he's gonna have to start as a linebacker coach again and work his way up, bro.
Yeah,
that's the fucked up part. That's the fucked up part.
And we ain't never gonna know what he could have.
Let you get to the top of the ladder. Now we gotta put you back down where you were, so you understand that it takes. Like, bro, that's a fucked up way of doing it, bro. That's a real fucked up way of doing it. But that's real life.
That I already know.
You can't expect anything different from the NFL.
I'm already knowing, man. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. I'm just disappointed the fact that they didn't give him the opportunity to prove that he learned from his mistakes. How can you not let a man prove he learned from his mistakes? If you hold me in a motherfucking cell for 14 years,
okay,
and I'm coming up to the board of motherfucking parole, but you won't let me prove to you that I'm a different man than I was when you put me in there. Nah, you here, so yeah, we're gonna just say you're gonna have to do more of your time, and then we'll come back up to the board 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later. How can I prove that I'm not the same motherfucker that you hired unless you give me an opportunity to show you that? That's irritating. And everybody think that's okay. Oh, fire a motherfucker after a year. Okay, well, I'm going to say this shit. I'm going to say it again because I said it before. Whoever we hire, when he comes in here this year and he does not get more than 4 wins, you motherfuckers better say off with his head. If you don't, you full of shit and you ain't no motherfucking fan. If you know, man, I ain't going to say you ain't no fan. You don't know fucking football.
Willie Wayne, our off season was already exciting, and this is just put it on steroids. And Loon, I agree with you. If what's going to make me mad is that they bring in another unproven head coach in here.
No, what's
Because
worse?
if you're bringing in if you're bringing an unproven head coach in here, you're doing the same thing that you did with Antonio Pierce.
But the worst case scenario, if he is proven and he don't do better than motherfucking Antonio Pierce.
True.
That's worse. You bring a motherfucker in here that got all these accolades and like Vrabel. Like, I'm not mad. I wouldn't mind seeing Vrabel do his thing. But if you don't shorthand him the same way you shorthanded AP, and you let that motherfucker get a second year after coming off a 3-win season, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I think it's more than just a motherfucker's being a first-time head coach. I think it runs deeper than that.
And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Vrabel. As much as we talk about Vrabel, as long as I've been around this content creating situation, every time people have manifested a certain person, we have not got that person.
So let me give you a list of coaches that are available. Aaron Glenn, Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll, Brian Flores, Arthur Smith, Ben Johnson, Mike McCarthy, Thomas Brown, Anthony Weaver, Mike Kefka, Drew Pensky, and Todd Monken, David Shaw, Joe Brady, Robert Saleh, Liam Cohen, Patrick Graham, Kellen Moore, Brian Leftwich, Pep Hamilton.
Pep Hamilton? You former player too, huh? Pep Hamilton?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Leftwich, Pep
Kellen
Hamilton.
Moore too. Was a quarterback, wasn't he?
Huh?
Kellen Moore was an ex-quarterback back in the day, wasn't he?
He was the offense coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Kellen Moore, that name sounds familiar.
He also did a horrible job for the Chargers.
Yep.
He did a horrible job for the Chargers.
Yeah.
And we had
that was the offensive coordinator that got blown out. That was the offensive coordinator that got blown out.
And I think we've already had Pep Hamilton with the Raiders.
We did. Okay. I wonder, that name sounded familiar, like Pep Hamilton.
Question. Does Patrick Graham interview for head coach?
Because he didn't sign off on an extension before the season. He's a free agent right now.
That's what I'm saying. Does he interview for head coach?
Do they offer him head coach?
There's teams that requested for him to come and interview.
Well, he's not
The Jaguars request Patrick Graham to interview.
The thing about that is he's not under contract with us, and if he was and he got a head coaching job elsewhere, we would have got 2 third-round picks for that.
But I'm just saying, because he's not under contract, and because we're looking for a head coach, because other teams are interviewing him for head coach, do we interview Patrick Graham for head coach?
We ain't.
Would you want to? Look, let me rephrase that. With the powers that be, would you want to interview him as a rookie head coach, knowing what they just did to AP? And if you was Patrick Graham, would you want to interview for that job?
If it means keeping my defense intact,
okay. Now let me flip it around. If you were Patrick Graham, would you want to interview for this job?
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Go.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Nigga.
Maybe. Hey man, y'all stop being so hard on Randy right now, bro.
That nigga said he ain't a Raider.
Randy deserves prayers, regardless of
that nigga. He said he recovered fully from liver cancer.
Okay.
That nigga eyeballs is not yellow. He said that shit in a tweet.
He just announced that he had it.
No, that nigga said that shit a few weeks ago, and he got cured
in 3 weeks.
That's what he said.
Dr. Zeppi did.
He said he's a liver cancer survivor.
Well, maybe he's just speaking into fruition what he wants to happen.
Yeah, maybe that's, I don't know. I ain't going to even speak on it because I don't know the situation, but Like it is what it is. If it is, hey, salute to you.
That's some clone.
He still said he ain't a Raider.
Bro. That's some clone shit to me, man.
That's what they need to go ahead and advance in. Make us build our own new body part. Shit.
They clone this nigga. Nah, bro, I ain't believing none of that
technology
shit,
to make this shit happen.
Already? Nigga, that's the quickest fight with cancer ever.
Hey, Randy Moss got that Magic Johnson money.
Nah, bro, even it took Magic that long to fucking get cured, bro. He took him long.
Either that or he got that super head throat.
This nigga had a 3-week battle with cancer, bro.
Man,
you telling me this nigga had a 3-week battle with cancer, bro?
I'm telling you what this nigga pleaded. Nigga,
bro, you can't even answer.
He's a cancer survivor. It must have been like stage 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
You don't believe that either.
It had to be early stages though. Early stages is not hard to to defeat. It's the late stages that you worry about.
It take more than 3 weeks.
Not stage 1 or 2, because his eyes turned. I thought it was jaundice. He had yellow eyes. That's what I'm saying.
If his eyes already turning yellow, bro, it's gonna take more than 3 weeks.
Nah, that shit gonna turn yellow quick.
Man, this nigga dropping Visine in this shit.
Nigga, if you got gonorrhea, nigga, it ain't gonna take 2 weeks when you piss, bro.
So you gonna tell me this nigga won a 3-week battle with cancer?
I'm just saying. I'm the messenger.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying. Do you believe that shit?
Oh shoot, dick! I ain't did shit hard.
Well, I gotta go take care of little man, bro. I appreciate you.
I'm about to get up off here too, man. Hey, shout out to all y'all that's here, man. All 95 of y'all watching, and everybody that's on Instagram. I appreciate y'all. If you can't do something for me, please go to my boy Raider Twan on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel, please. And Dirty Raider, go subscribe to his channel as well. And Twan, let them know where they can reach y'all at on social media.
Man, Raider Twan on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to that. I'm probably about to work on a video tonight because I'm late. But hey, subscribe. I'm on my way to 500. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys have not subscribed, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do, and all I'm trying to do is make YouTube pay for some of my Raider gear. So go ahead and help me do that by subscribing.
That's right, shit. Harry, let them know, bro. You gotta get back on the track, on the good track, man.
Yeah, I do. But like I said,
bullshit StreamYard.
I just been kicking back, bro. I've been letting everybody else do their thing because I just want to watch football this year.
Yeah,
I just want to watch. I ain't really want to do too much reporting. I didn't want to do too much recording. I just wanted to watch and see what was going to take place, what was going to happen. Just kind of enjoy it for a minute because I wasn't enjoying ball, So I wanted to enjoy my time, and I enjoyed the season, bro. Look, as bad as the season may have been in the end on the scoreboard, I saw a lot of good things from this team. And the sad thing is, all that is going to be gone now. I'm gonna have to watch a whole brand new team, you know what I mean, take the field. It's gonna be a completely different team, bro. Completely different team.
You know what it means.
I'm telling you, they're gonna tear this whole squad down and rebuild.
I don't think they salvage the shit.
Yo, they're only keeping a few key pieces, man. I'm telling you right now, they're only keeping a few key pieces, bro. A lot of this other stuff they're gonna tear completely down and start all over again. I can tell you who's not going anywhere. I can probably tell you all the players that are probably not going anywhere. I think, I know for a fact Brock Bowers ain't going anywhere. Kobe Myers should get an extent. He should get an extension with the team. Michael Mayer ain't going anywhere. AOC ain't going anywhere. JPJ ain't going anywhere. Dylan Parham ain't going anywhere.
Allegiant Stadium ain't going nowhere.
Huh?
I said, at
Yeah,
least
well, I mean, but
put
you know what I mean? That's just on the offensive side of the ball. Now you got to replace everything else. You know what I mean? And then you get to the defensive side of the ball, bro. Well, if Max goes, bro, that's a whole lot of people leaving, man. I'm just telling you right now.
I mean, that defense that was supposed to be top 10 when healthy is going to be out the door.
Yep.
You got to guess. You got to guess.
Guess what?
You got to guess backstage.
Oh, shit. Man, I'm tripping. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around. It's the man to make your beard come to reality. I said to reality. Y'all quit jumping the gun. When the guy that got the supplies to make your beard come to reality is more than one who does this by shooting more than from one bullet from the gun. It's Mr. Gravy!
Thank you, guys. It's great to be with this all-star panel, man. We just finished our show, so that intertwined a little bit. But thanks for the invite, man. I was surprised, but good to see my guys, man.
Surprise.
How you doing?
You my dog, man.
I'll talk to you in a long time, brother.
Good
Well,
to see
Doing
you.
good, Twine. It's a tough road, bro. Recovering, but I'm here and
Yeah.
lost about 45 pounds, and you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I can see it. I can see it, man.
Yeah. I feel all bony and stuff.
Hey, Gravy gonna be
good?
slinging that
What?
dick
You
with the
alright?
motherfucking meat.
I got my transplant, Dirty. I got my
Oh, congratulations, brother.
That's right.
Congratulations.
For real.
So that's why I was trying to throw little shots at Lunatik on his morning shows, because I was watching those, man, when I was in the ICU and all that.
Yeah.
And then I had to stay in San Francisco for a month, so I was gone. I was gone for a month, and I was just listening to you guys. Yeah, I paid taxes in San Francisco, man, for about a month. So that was big, man.
High tax over there, boy.
We went through an earthquake, tsunami scare, and all that.
Yeah, you was here when it was going crazy, man.
Yeah, you guys were going crazy. I really didn't say. I got in the chat a little bit, but you know, I was in and out. I still, you know, the medication is crazy, but
Yeah.
you know, it's a long road, bro. It's tougher than I thought I was, Twine. It's tougher than I thought I was, and I don't mind. It's probably gonna be a little bit harder if you get blessed. We talked.
Yeah.
Me and Twine talking. It's a big thing, man. I feel great.
Good.
I feel like I could do things that I couldn't do before, and I'm just grateful, man. I'm just so grateful that I got blessed with this, and I want to put it out there. You know, if you know, Twan says it enough that if you have, please go to the DMV and you renew your license, and just put that little stamp on your license, man, and be a donor, because it saved my life. I'm living proof that works. That works, and I'm just blessed, man. I'm blessed for this young man that gave me a liver and that prolonged my life.
I'm really, really, really happy for you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? From the bottom of my heart, man.
Thank
I wish you the best recovery, man, you know what I mean? And you know, I wish we talked more, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I wish I hadn't just cut everybody off, you know what I mean? You know, but no, you know that I've always had nothing but love and respect for you. You know what I mean? Nothing but love and respect for you. And I'm really blessed to hear that, you know what I mean, at least one of my brothers, you know what I mean? I still hurt for my other brother, you know what I mean? We talk about that a lot, but I'm glad to see that at least one of my brothers, you know what I mean, got what he was in search of. You know what I mean?
Real deal, for real.
10 years, bro. 10 years I waited. And got blessed, bro. Right at the right time, bro. During the holidays. And I didn't want nothing for Christmas, man, but this. That's all I got, bro.
I feel you.
It does happen. Now I'm a star. I'm an old star child, bro. You know what I mean? You got
Hey,
31 year old
there's no
31
better
year old.
gift than the gift of life. You know what I mean? On Christmas, there's no better gift than the gift of life, bro. You can't nobody give you that. Can't nobody buy you that. You know what I mean? You know, unfortunately, somebody's family had to lose someone around that time. You know what I mean? But you know, hopefully, with the thought of, you know, a part of their person that they left behind, you know, that's gone, you know what I mean, is continue to live on and help somebody else. Hopefully that brings them a little bit of comfort, you know what I mean, as well. You know.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. You guys got it. But all right, man. All right, man.
I feel like an asshole, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Are we talking AP or what are we talking about here?
Man,
are we mad? Are we mad because AP got fired? Or?
Hey, you know what? I was gonna go, but let me go check on little man, bro. I'll be right back.
All right. My thing with AP is I believe he should have got one more year, at least one more year to hang. You know what I mean? Be successful or fail. Because it's like anything else, I don't believe that you just give them 1 year, because then what's the previous year that you compare that to see if it's rising? You know what I mean? You gave McDaniels a year and a half, and we've seen the shit that he couldn't do. So why not give AP an opportunity to show that he could do for year one? Now, if he doesn't, if year one is horrible, I mean year two is horrible, and not comparable to year one, and is worse, and he's not showing improvement and learning being a head coach, then let him go. But you never gave him the opportunity to show that, look, I learned from my mistakes. I thought that was wrong.
Did you see the improvements? What you should have done, you know, during the season. Did you see those improvements that should be done of your head coach? You know,
okay.
I didn't see those.
Now let me run this down to you. And I told everybody this before. There was no improvement when Bill Walsh only won 2 games with the Niners his first year as head coach.
Let's talk about AP. Let's talk about AP, bro.
No, I'm saying as far as being a rookie head coach and the learning curve.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson, first year as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, only had 1 win. There was no improvement, but he won 2 Super Bowls for him. Andy Reid, first year head coach with the Philadelphia Eagles, only 5 wins, and goes on and win 3 Super Bowls with Kansas City. So why AP don't get the opportunity to show that year 1 is my learning curve, year 2 is my improvement year?
One thing that you probably researched, but and I like the names that you brought up. Okay, first of all is Steve Walsh. Steve Walsh was I don't remember how many years that he coached at Stanford, but he was a decorated college coach and deserved to be a head coach in that league. And then you mentioned Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson had the resume of a decorated national championship coach at Miami. And then Andy Reid, who blossomed from homegrown, and that, I don't know if he coached college or anything, but he came from a very, there's coaches from that tree that are spread out all over the place, okay? Andy Reid has been fired, and all these coaches have been fired, okay? But the thing is, where is the resume that should have been looked at for Antonio Pierce? Now, I could remind you, I could tell you this, that he started from the Pee-wees, moved up and got a good reputation because he was a player. Then he went to Long Beach Poly, okay? Long Beach Poly, he was an assistant coach at Long Beach Poly. And Long Beach Poly, under his guidance as a head coach, was the first time, and I believe ever, that Long Beach Poly has been around, didn't make the playoffs under his head coaching. After 2 years, they got tired of that, and he resigned from that. He resigned from that position. He didn't get fired. He resigned. So when he went to Arizona State, they won it after he was there. He didn't make the playoff. He was an assistant when they won the championship. when he became head coach, Long Beach Poly had the worst 2 seasons ever and under that tutelage. And it might not have been him. It might have been the players, but Long Beach Poly don't always has players. And they were well respected in the nation. And then he goes to Arizona State. Arizona State as a linebackers coach. Then he's a assistant defensive coordinator, right? Then he has all these problems with recruiting, with doing things like that. Resigned from that position. So he has 1 year of high school, or 2 years of high school, probably an assistant coach at high school, and then formidably good education in college level, right? As a linebackers coach, and then as an assistant defensive coordinator, but college approach is different. Then he goes to the Raiders as a linebacker coach for 1 year, and then gets an intern head coach opportunity that I loved. I loved his attitude. I loved his change of culture. I love that, man. That was great. What happened in the game 1? What happened with all that? During the season, and then game 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 2-2, right?
Yep.
We're 2-2. Even with Minshew, we're 2-2 with Minshew.
I got
After all that, bro.
Real quick, Will Man just threw up. So,
All right.
I love y'all, bro.
All right, bro. With all that, bro, you just can't convince me that we should have did a better job. I liked what I seen, Lulu. I liked what I seen, bro. And the first 4 games of last year, I liked what I seen. The last 4 games, I loved it. I loved the attitude. We needed that. But where did that guy go, man? Where did that guy go? Did the reality set in and say, well, I'm overwhelmed. I need all these guys around me to help me. And that didn't even work. So it's just a bad situation that if we gave this guy another chance, bro, we would have been in the same boat because he didn't learn through the season.
I think we don't know.
And then I didn't see no improvement. Same bad decisions.
So at the end of the year, you didn't see improvement of the team at the end of the year?
The only thing I seen with him was at the podium, bro. Him saying ask Telesco, because that let me know that Telesco was telling him.
So Telesco was telling him, right?
Basically, yeah, but where did that guy go? Watch out for the Raiders this year. You need to be talking about watching out for the Raiders.
Maybe it didn't happen the way he planned on it happening. Maybe he didn't have the control he thought he was going to have.
Well, then that's why they wouldn't have. If he had a plan, if he had a plan, he has to be. Look, I think this is what I think. I think that Telesco's a more experienced guy, resume-wise. He's the most experienced guy. And Mark Davis made a mistake by hiring AP too soon and not letting Telesco be involved in that, because otherwise, I don't think you would have had AP in that situation. AP would have probably been the linebackers coach or assistant head coach or something like that to some other guy. That Telesco probably would have messed up too. I don't know. We don't know that.
Yeah.
He put AP. What you guys got to do is you got to say Mark Davis did this to AP. I don't think AP did it to himself, because I know AP knew he wasn't ready, but assistant coach wouldn't take a head coach job, bro. What coach? I don't know. Not one coach that I've ever met wouldn't take a high school job. Wouldn't take a head coach job anywhere. He wouldn't say, no, I'm not ready.
No, exactly.
He needs somebody else to tell him that. You know what I mean? And that's why you have the Marvin Lewis's and Tom Coughlin's with him. He needed help. He knew he wasn't ready for this, and he should have expected to get fired, because you can't be. Sorry, God, you can't be cool with 0-6 in the division, Lunatic. You can't be with the 10-game losing streak when you can't be happy with that. And things happen with coaches. But usually coaches that do that, they get fired, bro, no matter who they are.
How many first year fires had happened?
He wasn't. You just got to look. Okay, he's a first year head coach, but he shouldn't have been one.
But he's there now. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you understand that his pedigree does not include being a head coach in college, then that means his pedigree starts when he becomes a head coach in the NFL, which means it should give him a year or two leeway in the pros to gauge what he does in the future against what he already has learned.
Who does that though, Lunatic? What organization does that?
The Raiders.
Ours. But ours.
Regardless,
so he didn't have a fair shake. He didn't have a fair shake from the get-go. And what makes you think with Telesco, that he would get a second year?
No great coach had a fair shake. And I just ran off their names because none of them had, fuck what they did in college. It's not the pros. Lane Kiffin was in college as an offensive coordinator with Sarkisian. It didn't pay off with us. We see it time and time again. Chip Kelly from Oregon goes to Philadelphia. It did not pay off. Great college coaches don't even succeed in the NFL. So why are we putting that? Why not grade them on what they do in the NFL and not grade the NFL from what they did in college? It's not the same. You got 100 students that play football for you under scholarship, and half of them ain't gonna play. So what are you grading them on? Even the greatest college coaches ever that came to the NFL failed.
Well, you realize that you made a mistake. That's what you got. You got to get.
When is it a mistake? When year two, when it doesn't add up to what year one did?
But you want to go through that same stuff again when you're not certain that he's going to get improved.
Look, okay, you go to high school. Was your sophomore year better than your freshman year in high school? What if
probably years up?
You didn't learn what high school was about?
I didn't hear what you said. Bro.
No, so I'm saying would your freshman year in high school be less than your sophomore year in high school?
It should be.
Why?
You should improve your sophomore year.
So why we didn't give him a sophomore year to learn if his freshman year he learned from him?
Because he was bad the first year, bro. You learned your lesson. You made a mistake.
I fucked up my freshman year. I didn't know how many classes I had to go to.
You didn't. Now you realize. I bet you AP has this. Lunatic, I bet you AP has this big ass thing off his freaking back, bro. I bet you he is.
He might be the kind of person that want that shit on his back to show that he can do this shit.
He didn't act like it. He didn't act like it during the season, bro. He didn't act like it during the season.
And I think part of that is Gravy, and like I get what you're saying too, and I feel what you're putting down, but it's one of those things where the bolstering of Antonio Pierce and the boldness that we saw in the beginning of the season, that was when he felt like he had, you know what I'm saying, a full clip, you know what I'm saying, and was like, hey, I can shoot this anytime I want. But when you have a situation where you have Tom Telesco in your ear and whoever else, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be, the people that are paying his bills, you know what I'm saying, then maybe you can't be as boisterous as you can, you know, as you were in the beginning, because you don't have that control anymore.
Not
you know what I'm saying? Even the quarterback that you wanted to go out there and pop off with, you couldn't even pull that guy out. Because I still don't believe that Minshew was Antonio Pierce's call.
That was his first mistake. But it pinned down to him. He's in charge of who plays in the game. Or he's supposed to be. And if he's not responsible for that, then something's wrong with the organization.
And that's
you know what I mean?
problem.
If Tom Telesco, if Mark Davis if Mark Davis has to go to his GM to run the football team, then Antonio Pierce is absolutely not qualified to be a head coach, because there's no way around it. It doesn't go general manager then the players. It goes general manager, head coach, then the players. You know what I mean? So
look, if you're a first-time head coach,
all Telesco's supposed to do is just get the personnel, bro. He's not supposed to get You're
If
not
you're
supposed to
first
get
time head coach,
how
how
people
much
would-
time are you allowed to prove that you can be a head coach? How much time should you be given?
You gotta. To me, I would be satisfied with a coach that has a resume of being a coordinator at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just a good mouthpiece.
Then where's
You can have
Bieniemy?
that.
Where's Bieniemy?
The enemy
got-
isn't a good coach. Bieniemy isn't a good coach. He's not even a good coach in college. Everybody thought that Bieniemy was this and that. He's not a good coach because every
Yeah.
team that he coached, he got fired from.
He was never a
He
head
used to
coach.
play-
Hold on.
No, he's not a head coach candidate. He needs Andy Reid, obviously.
So Gravy, with that being said, because I'm hearing the conversation, do you think that the expectation is because is what it was, and that's why we are where we are? Because when you look at when we're talking about the resume, right? We know that Antonio Pierce, when it comes to being a head coach in the NFL, does not have any scratch of a resume to stand on, right? So with that being said, where can he build that per se resume, right? So the expectation, what I'm looking at in expectation is we're expecting a veteran type of coach to come in here and handle this organization, but we have a rookie coach, and because he's a rookie coach, but we're expecting for him to be a veteran coach, that's why we are where we are.
That's the thing. We're stuck in the middle. Not
Yeah,
even,
but-
look, not
but
even John
you
Madden
had-
was a coordinator.
Yeah, but that's a different time in football.
Okay.
You know, we could say that.
Mark was never a coordinator when he took us to the
We-
AFC Championship in 1990. He came
Right,
straight
right.
from the offensive line.
But this is what Madden did, though. He stuck to what he was. You know, he said things, and it lasted all 9 years in the NFL. What he said, it was it. You know, you see him on there saying, "I don't give a shit what Jay try to stop me." You know what I mean? AP said that the last 4 games, but he didn't say that shit any of the 18 that we played.
Was he
It was
allowed to
done.
do that?
You can say what you want about your team, bro. That's your team, is it?
It's supposed to be, but was it his team as a rookie head coach?
We will never
Would
find
you give
that
a
out,
rookie
but
coach that much power in your organization to call everything? To be the GM and the coach? Would you give a rookie?
No, that's the thing. Like coaches are some of them that are good, and some of them that aren't good. Like we know John Gruden's a damn good football coach, right? But he's terrible evaluator of talent, right? So
Yes, I agree.
Bill Belichick was a great football coach, and he was all right at getting talent, but look at his teams that when he left, you know, maybe it's because of his guidance. So you know that Bill Belichick's a good coach, and there's other coaches out there, bro, that are just one way. That's it. Andy Reid, this is my team. This is it. And you rarely hear about the general manager because the general manager does his job. He's the wide receivers that, you know, even though they're not good, or all pro wide receivers, they're winning. They only lost 1 game, bro. You know what I mean? How is that? Structurally, the owner's out the way, the GM's out the way, the coach just coaches. You know, and that's what I think that AP was deprived of. I like AP, man. I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, AP sucked, but you know, he did as a head coach, not as a person, not as a knowledgeable football guy. I'm not tearing him apart like some other people are, saying that, you know, he's just not ready, Luna. And then when you want to win football games in the NFL and go to where our expectations are, because our expectations need to dwindle down a little bit and understand that, hey, the glory days can come back, but we got a slow road to fix ourselves, bro, from the inside, and then it'll go out to the players. Because
See,
that's the problem, bro. That's the
I think-
problem, I think, with this team.
My thing is this. Whoever the next head coach comes in, right? Whoever we hire next up, if they only win 3 games, we fire them too.
Maybe they ought to look at it.
Why? We're not looking at AP.
But AP had we thought that the personnel was great, but we lacking some personnel issues too. And we and the injuries were involved, but that could fire a head coach too. But it wasn't the whole season, you know. The mistakes were made. You know, I don't know of a coach that ever lasted with a not winning a game in the division, bro. How could you possibly think that that's cool? Give him another year when he did that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think about that.
Give him
You're
another
running
year.
a business. You're running a bit. Well, what if he did it again the next year? How would you feel?
Then you get rid of him. Then you get rid of him.
But he did it once. Why do it twice?
What if he don't do the same as in the second year as he did the first year and take us to say, for instance, we win 10 games and go to the playoff? We'll never know.
That's the unknown.
Let him be the decider of his future. That's what I say.
We're never gonna know that, and unfortunately, his contract was a 2-year contract. I was hoping that he would fulfill his 2 years, and then we could justifully say, "Hey, you had two. You had."
I would agree with that 100%.
To bring your guys in.
R2D twin.
It's a slow roll. It's a slow roll at this point because whoever's going to come in, it's a wipeout.
You gotta give them the same measurement. And what the killer part is, if you got somebody with credentials like a Vrabel to come in be head coach and he only win 3 games, a lot of people gonna be saying get rid of him because you got rid of AP with 4 wins. That's gonna even look worse if you got a pedigree behind you and you do worse than the coach that was fired ahead of you. That don't look good. We're going to be firing coaches every year by comparing them to the year before who was before them. So let AP have a second year and compare him to his previous year. That's why I said I'm fine with him getting fired, but only if he shows he did not learn from his year 1 as a rookie head coach. He didn't get rid of AOC after his rookie year. If we would have got rid of Ja'Cory Bennett after his rookie year, have been gone before he became the corner he is now.
Yeah.
That's why I said my thing in life is I don't like to give up on shit before I really know what it is I have. You know what I mean? Like giving up on your son his first year of football because he didn't be good, you'll never know if he could become great. You know what I mean? So I hate that, to give up on something before you know. Like I always say this. My thing in life that I hate the most is quitting a day before your success.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that he's not going to be successful, Lunatik. I'm just saying that he wasn't for us, bro. Or he was strapped. Or he was strapped, bro. He was strapped by his GM or the owner. They didn't give him he was talking all this mess, but Telesco wasn't there when he was talking all this and that.
No, he wasn't. But he was more of a motivator talking. But I think a reality check hit him and let him know what they really wanted him here to do. You're not here to draft players and trade picks to move up to get the players. Because I look at the things that he wanted. He wanted a Jaden Daniels, and he wanted what's his name that we got from Arizona to be our offensive coordinator. Both of them end up in Washington, and lo and behold, they're fucking playoff bound. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, really?
They're in the playoffs. They're playing.
Exactly. The same people that AP wanted that was fought against him, because I know they fought against it because that's what they said on CBS, that there was friction because AP wanted to move up to get Jaden Daniels, and then they didn't want to give what's his name a 3rd year instead of a 2-year deal. And both of them go on and be successful the way AP planned on having it. Mm-hmm. That's the shit that's disturbing. Like, he had a map, but they didn't want to follow through with it. And now look at it. No quarterback, no offensive coordinator, no playoffs. And the other team is reaping the benefits from all 3.
So who do you blame for that?
It had to be somebody above him. Because if he wanted this guy, but we were refusing to go give up the collateral to get them, That wasn't AP if he wanted him and he didn't get him. AP
Oh, it
interviewed.
could be one of three. It could be the scouts, it could be Telesco, or it could be Mark Davis.
But even the
Because
even
we
the
don't
fan base,
have no president of football operations. We don't have none of those guys.
even the fan base of the Chargers said about Telesco, he's thrifty. He's not gonna give up shit and move up in the draft. But if that doesn't, if he's a GM and he don't see moving up could have solved our quarterback problem for the next 15 years, he felt it wasn't equal to what we had to give up to get him. And then when AP said,
Let me tell you this.
huh?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. If okay, say like we wasted all these picks to go get Jaden Daniels, right? And then we still lost Kingsbury. Maybe we wouldn't have lost Kingsbury, okay? With the Kingsbury was already gone before the draft. He was already in Washington. So I thought
he okayed and then he
I
went
think
ahead
I think Washington, since they got Kingsbury, because they got a new head coach too. They got that guy from Dallas, the defensive coordinator. But he said, I want either Caleb or I want Jaden Daniels.
Caleb. We knew it was Jaden Daniels. Caleb was going number one.
Yeah, but you know, it could have went either way. It could have. I know Caleb was going to be the number big hit.
It wasn't. Let me say that again.
But
it wasn't going that
He went
way.
to a bad situation though. You know, I think Kim Williams is going to be a good quarterback. He just needs a good offensive coordinator, and that's what matters with us, bro. What if Kingsbury would have went somewhere else, and we had Getsy, and we got Jaden Daniels, okay? But we wouldn't have had Brock Bowers. We wouldn't have had JPJ.
No,
we wouldn't have had Glaze. We wouldn't have had Glaze. So all the Jaden Daniels would have got busy this year with Getsy and Turner. He probably would have sucked, bro. You know what I mean? Unless he has Kingsbury. And then Washington has a better team than we. They have better talent, better offensive line, better defense than we did. So he went to the right situation. He went to the right situation. Okay, that coach that they have there is a decorated defensive coordinator that had a shot before coaching in the NFL. You see what happens when you do stuff like that?
Yeah.
So Twan's back, bro.
Twan, you back? You went PP? Oh, let me get him back on. I gotta learn this shit too. PP.
Hey, I'm not in the Ahern, so you know the Wi-Fi is kind of sketchy. You know what I'm saying? The Wi-Fi kind of sketchy when I'm not at the Ahern. Sorry about that.
I thought you moved up, man. Go to the Las Vegas. Go to the Raider Hotel, bro. You got the penthouse at the Raider Hotel.
Raider Hotel.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta give 500 subscribers, get some super chats, and maybe I could, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I can upgrade a little bit in the Ahern, you know?
Oh shit.
You get the good Wi-Fi.
I'm starting from the bottom, and I'm still there.
You stupid. He said he still started at the bottom. He's still there. Ain't that a bitch?
Speaking of Vegas, what you doing over there, Lunatik, man? Yeah, I didn't see you dancing or nothing, man, at that TV, the Black Hole little party, bro. You just
no, I danced. I just didn't have it on camera.
That girl was out there playing the jams, and you over there just standing around. What's up?
Oh, I was dancing earlier. I just going around with the camera. I went out there. My girl went with me.
The old school, bro. They were playing some old school, bro.
They was playing hella old school.
Hey, you know, little dance with no clothes on.
Yeah, bro.
Don't tell everybody my secret. Don't tell everybody my secret.
Coach Gravy over here with his boxers on, with his.
Hey, not Victoria's Secret, Victor's Secret. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said Victor, so you stupid. You hella stupid.
Victor's Secret. Yeah. Got him at Ross, bro. He got him at Ross, bro.
Hey man, hey, you was in Vegas, man. I just came back from the terrorist threats in New Orleans, man. I
was there.
Yeah, man. I was literally 2 days from that threat. I was actually on Bourbon Street.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
My boy Gabe, his family was there for the game. They were there the day before. They were in Bourbon Street the day before. So
dang.
luckily they did. Gabe, all of his family went over there. Gabe didn't go, but his whole family, like 25 deep, they were all over there. It was the day before.
Funny shit, boy. I remember Bourbon Street. Man.
Yeah, man. That game was crazy, man. Literally, the first went in there, you know what I'm saying? Game was whatever. Whole bunch of Raiders in there anyway. They scored their first touchdown. They was talking a whole bunch of stuff. And right after that first touchdown, it was quiet. Folks was walking out.
That was it, huh?
People was walking out before halftime.
Damn. He said before halftime. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Did you go to the game? Lunatik?
The Charger game is last Sunday. That's why my voice a little hoarse. That's the game I went to.
You was inside?
Yep. I always go up inside. You know, yeah, they was talking. Hey, Chargers was talking big shit. I'd tell them, hey, rent a fucking ring, and then come back and talk to me.
They gonna get smashed this week.
Man, I know they play the Texans, right? Let's go, CJ Stroud. Let's go.
Hey, and all they did, and this is what was pissing me off against that game against us. All they did was pick on DCAM.
And knowing damn well he ain't ready, but he need the reps though.
He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready with all that.
He needs
all
the reps.
Herbert did was look at Herbert looked and said, "Hey, where's 25?"
That's it.
Okay, let me throw it to 25.
Enjoy that shit now.
And that's why
he'll be picking you off in a little bit.
Man, I'm telling you.
That's how JB learned. That's how JB learned. JB learned the same way.
Same way.
Got picked on.
Yep. That's why you got to go through the growing pains, man. It's inevitable. It's like life. I gotta bump my head to learn to duck when I come through that same doorway.
And because our depth was what it was, we had nothing. We couldn't do anything about it. It was like, hey, DCAM, you just got to take this beating. There's nobody behind you that could. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like early in the season, we could be like, oh yeah, we'll just throw somebody else in there. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have anybody. Even Jack Jones talked about it in one of his pressers. He talked about he played hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally was out there and he's like, you know, I had to go out there because there really wasn't nobody else to play corner.
Gotta figure it out. Bro.
So, you know, yeah, we were definitely hurt.
I was impressed with the way the young guys played, man.
Yeah.
Last couple of games season. We didn't know who they were. This Holmes kid, this other guy, you know, they were making plays out there, bro, defensively. But the thing is that I've always, at the end of the day, I would say Patrick Graham has to go, because even though we were strapped, you know, physically out there, it was just the same old thing when we were, for the last couple of years. You know, I've said it on my show. I don't know if you guys watched it, but the third down, I'm tired of being the 32nd team stop third down. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's 3rd and 26, 3rd and 30, they always get first down off us. And that's a problem, bro. You should have seen that in 2 years in the middle of the field with tight ends. I don't know what his problem is with that, but it could go to another team, you know, that have better linebackers or whatever. But we had a damn good linebacker that wasn't known to cover, and he had killer picks in 2 seasons. So you tell me differently. That's the way it averages out for me. And for one, if you got cornerbacks and safeties that are your leading tacklers, your defense isn't good, bro.
That's a problem.
Linebackers and defensive ends should be your leading tacklers. So it's just third down. You get fired for that. And he just had his contract was up, so he could just ease on out. But
I hope whoever next the head coach brings in a staff that, like, we can look at and be like, okay, I feel
I hope they
confident.
do it right, Lunatic. We gotta hope that
That's the whole key. Do it right.
we gotta do it right,
all we
bro. We
care
gotta
about.
interview everybody that you want, but the best guy,
The best
that's
guy for the job.
creative.
Exactly.
I don't care how old he is. I don't care how many years he wants on his contract. Just pay the dude.
Yep.
Or you're gonna end up like this again. You know,
Yep.
for 2 years in a row, we have quarterback coaches that are offensive coordinators, bro. For 2 years in a row. And then that's why we go down like that, bro. We don't have the coaching, you know, and we need to get that stabilized before we become a good team. And then even before I talk about players, Lunatic, whoever, Jonty, whoever, the DB, the offensive tackle, I don't care about the players at all. Who is gonna teach these guys to excel at a high level? You know what I mean? That's what we got to think about first. Number one priority is not
who's going to develop the talent. Yes.
It's move up three. It's a move up 3 spots and get Shadir Sanders. Oh, that's cool. That's
Who's gonna
cool. But who's going to show him? Who's going to develop?
See, everybody thinking that Tom Brady gonna come down and be like, okay, but even though he did work with him, or he does work with him, but he still has a life that he has to, you know what I mean, entertain before he can really do this full time. He's still got a Fox thing that he gotta, you know what I mean, he gotta honor.
You know, I'm thinking everybody in the social media are saying like, hey, Tom Brady's gonna pick the next quarterback, and like, Tom Brady's gonna be involved in the next head coach. Tom Brady was a damn good quarterback for a long time, right? He played a long time. He was a damn good quarterback. That doesn't mean that Tom Brady is a good teacher. It doesn't mean that Tom Brady is a good coach. It doesn't mean that Tom Brady can evaluate talent or can evaluate coaches, because a lot of these coaches know more football than he does.
Yeah, but every coach he played for, he may look good. Even in Tampa Bay.
They're good coaches too. Bruce Arians was a badass coach.
After Brady left, they didn't do shit. Let's keep it a buck. After Brady left New England, look.
But that doesn't mean he can evaluate talent, though, Lunatic.
No, but I would be more confident in him evaluating the quarterback talent, because that's what he played. See, I think the thing, like, I look at Michael Jordan becoming the owner of the Bobcats. I don't trust Michael Jordan to go draft a center or a forward. You know what I mean? Because that's not what he played. If he evaluated only a 2-guard, then I'd be like, Jordan knows what a 2-guard should look like. You know what I mean?
Why did he always draft big men?
Because he thought he knew what he was doing.
Because he knew that if you have a big man, you can win in the NBA, right?
It depends on what type of big man. Because with Chicago, he had 3 nobodies because they had 18 fouls to spend on Shaq when they played Orlando. Will Purdue, Willington, Cartwright. Come on, we can name them all. And that's exactly what they did.
Let me tell you this. There's one
Phil
thing.
Jackson said that shit.
He had Phil Jackson, who was one of the best. He's the best coach out there.
Free throw line.
Yeah, and then they got Dennis Rodman. They got, you know what I mean, rebound king. So you can sit there and say that they had the best coach that was in the NBA at that time.
But Jordan sucked at draft or people.
Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? Why can't we investigate and get guys with good resumes and not just mouthpieces and come out here and make this team successful? Because you know me, bro, I'm tired of this bullshit, bro. I'm tired of it, dude. You know, it's so easy to be positive for this team, bro, but I can't, man.
You gotta be, but we want the best. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm willing to go through the steps it takes to be the best. Jordan was not the best motherfucker on his high school basketball team. He didn't even make the varsity. You know what I mean? We know talent develops later sometimes. We can't be too premature about this shit.
But you could talk about players, bro. But all I'm focused on is that who we get in there. And you know what? To be honest with you guys, I said it too, that I didn't care if AP had another year, right? As long as he made the decision to bring somebody in good if you're gonna get this quarterback, don't get a guy that got fired or a bunch of times and people have bad vibes about. Yes, you didn't get Kingpin. Okay, that was a decision by some money stuff or years or whatever they say it was.
Yeah.
But no, who else? You know, everybody else was taken, so you had to just settle with Getsy. And then, did you know that Getsy was gonna do this, or did you? It should have happened a long time ago. Like you waited, and somebody had made you wait. You know what I mean? Like somebody always had a hand on what his decisions were being made.
I'm telling you, I feel
And that's
that same shit.
and to do that for another year, bro, because it wasn't gonna change unless he said something, unless something. And I think that AP said that when he went up there on that podium and said, "Ask Tom Telesco," and then the spotlight just turned real quick and said, "Where's Tom Telesco at?" And he ain't been on no interview.
Hey, look, hey, when was the last time you seen
He
Tom
got fired.
Telesco take questions?
Hey,
When was the last time Tom Telesco take
and
questions?
that was part one, because part two was the last press conference. He put that same spotlight on Telesco a few times.
Man, but Telesco's supposed to answer these questions. That's the crazy shit. Why we ain't heard from Telesco since he got hired? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why your GM ain't
But
talking to the league?
It was messed up from get-go, bro. He got hired after the head coach.
Man,
Oh,
and
that-
we should ask what, because I'm telling you, the last two times the GM was up there asking questions. It wasn't just Josh
That's-
McDaniels. That's why what's name
That's
got
the
fired
reason.
with him. When John Gruden
That's the
was
reason
gone.
why
It was-
AP.
man, come on. It's like Telesco's
They
the
didn't get
only
along from
one
the
I ain't
get-go.
seen up there answering questions. Why? Are you
When you
protecting
get put in
him?
the spot, that's what the head coach did, bro. The head coach said, "Go ask the GM why this isn't working.
I would have said the
Why are
same
we
shit.
losing games?"
If it wasn't my decision, go ask the motherfucker whose decision it was.
And then that's what I said. Finally, AP came out. Game 17. Finally, this dude came out, right? And then he goes in there and says, "Oh, what they will blame it on me, this and that, whatever." And then his final interview, I don't even know why they did that. That was disrespect right there.
Man, for real. They had the
Tom
press
said-
conference and had the meeting afterwards.
Okay, Tom Telesco should have been in there and said, "Hey, this didn't pan out. You know, this didn't pan out. So we're gonna let you go. Before you go on this, I'll go up there and say, hey, you've been fired on Monday. On
Yeah,
Monday.
If that was your
So-
intention, yes, exactly. I agree.
But
Even
if Mark Davis got into town, they said
Hold
Mark
on.
Davis didn't get into town till Tuesday.
You know the crazy shit is? I remember my old job used to do this shit. If they was firing somebody, they let them work the whole day and then fire them after
Yeah.
after the shift. That's so scandalous.
And overtime.
One
Hey,
day
can
left,
you work overtime?
man.
Can you work a couple hours overtime too?
They let them work
Oh.
the whole day and then fire them, knowing they was firing them anyway. Bruh, let me go. Shit, let me go find a new job then.
Yeah.
You
Just
let me
give me my
go
check.
after I did all this work for you?
Just give me my check.
Hella scandalous. That's exactly what they did AP. You go out there and do your job, and then we gonna fire you.
I really hope Antonio Pierce gets a chance to say, you know what I'm saying, what was going on. Because I feel like, like we've all kind of talked about, there's a whole lot of things that Antonio Pierce was dealing with outside of just being a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff that he shouldn't have had to deal with, he had to deal with. And that's a lot. That's a lot on a head coach in general, but that's a whole lot on a rookie head coach.
But the GM and the owner, the GM and the owner don't give a shit about that, bro. They want you to produce no matter what you're like. Dude, the players have babies, bro, and they sometimes they get to get there and sometimes they don't. So can you imagine what a head coach's responsibility is, bro?
Bruh, I know it's a lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure, no matter who you are. No matter who you are. I feel that way even with high school kids, Twan. You know what I mean? The pressure. I tell these kids sometimes, man, I didn't sleep well last night, and then because of the way we played, you know what I mean? And then the kids, they slept like a baby, man, because they get to talk to their girlfriends and stuff. But if you have the responsibility to win,
Yeah.
it's different. And I kind of think that AP was strapped with that, you know, just like, you know, we said Patrick Graham was strapped with McDaniels because the defense improved drastically after he was fired. You know what I mean? So I don't think PG had that strap with a defensive coach,
Yeah.
but I think him not with the knowledge of offensively knowing what Getsy was gonna do. It was just a bad hire, and it made AP look bad.
Yeah.
It made AP look bad. When you got to fire people because season didn't pan out, that's bad for you, bro. And that's another little check mark. Going 0-6 in division, another check mark. Making this bad decision in the Kansas City game, another check mark. You know, your quarterbacks ain't ready. Your quarterbacks don't know the plays. That's another check mark. And it all goes to the responsibility of you.
Yeah.
And then you go to the podium and say, well, you know, you got to win some and you lose some. That's the way football is. Where's this? I ain't taking this shit no more. We're going to work. We're going to go to practice. And I don't give a if anybody, you know, that's the way he was those last 4 games of the season, bro.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
What happened to that guy? That's the guy I wanted all season, bro. But something happened. I think
agree.
Right at the draft, bro. Right at the draft, they had, I think him. This is what I think, Lunatic. If I could get your time real quick. Twan. This is what I think. And I think Twan heard this before. I think I told him personally on a phone call. But I think that AP and Champ, they were gonna pursue Jaden Daniels. They were gonna give up a lot of shit for Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
As soon as Telesco got hired,
that changed.
He said, well, we were gonna put all these picks to get Jaden Daniels, and then Telesco goes, wait, hold up, bro. That ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna have me a full draft.
Man, I believe that shit.
And so the rug underneath that high horse, that horse that AP was on, he smacked it in the ass and he just left him there and fell off because he knew that. He knew that. You know, you just fall off real quick off the saddle. It just takes off and don't want you no more. That's the way AP was.
Not all in the syrup.
Yeah, he knew who's in charge, right there and then, because he had the experience. He had the experience, and he goes, "I'm going to show you how to do this with me." And I didn't think they got along, and they bumped heads all season.
Hey, they said that's what happened. They said they because of that quarterback not moving up to get Jaden Daniels, that kind of.
Him and Champ probably had a deal. Him and Champ probably had a good little package going, and it probably included Max. And
no, at that time, hey, don't forget, at that time they still had Devontae Adams. He got traded anyway. You could have been
either or. But we thought that Minshew. We'll put it like this, Lunatic. If you thought that, when did we see Minshew play like this ever?
Never. He never. And I asked that question
because why? All of us would say Minshew sucks. Minshew this and that. Just suck Minshew, booger man, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Minshew never played this way on the teams that he was on. The 6 teams he was on. He was always taking them, winning games. The shitty opportunity that he had over here, that's the reason why he played like the way he did. It wasn't him. It was what he was getting around him. What was being taught to him. The offensive coordinator. The lack of coaching that he had.
Telesco made that call. Telesco had to make that call because he signed him. Why did he sign him for that much money? Remember, everybody was saying, "Oh, he's gonna be the starter because look how much they're giving him." And people like, "Oh, backups make that much money." AOC is not making money like a backup then. You know what I mean? It's a 4th round pick on a second
He
year
was there.
deal.
He got paid. He was a free agent. And
No, exactly.
And you got to pay. If you want somebody to come your way, you got to overpay a little bit. He probably was a $20 million guy, but they gave him 25. You know what I mean? So just to get him over here, because he probably looked at the opportunity he could start.
He did.
But
I believe that.
our head coach said, we're going to win with Aiden O'Connell. And this just proves to you that he wasn't making any decisions because Minshew ended up starting. So if you talk about this guy, I think this quarterback got you the head coaching job. A guy that O'Connell got AP the head coaching job for the Raiders, the way he played those last 4 games. And the way AP was, rah, 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 all this stuff. And then you let the guy down on starting, bro. You said Josh Jacobs, the backbone of this team, and he needs to be here, this and that. And then Telesco just let him go. You didn't say nothing. As far as I'm concerned, to me, I was pissed, and I'm still pissed that we don't have Josh Jacobs. It doesn't matter if Josh Jacobs would have been on our team and he wouldn't have got nothing. That offensive line would have been confident in their running back, and if the running back is confident and the offensive line is confident, you're going to have a running game. It doesn't matter if it's one guy or 3. And I'm hearing on shows that Tom Telesco said, I'm going to have a 3 running back system. Tom Telesco don't do that shit. All he is give players for the head coach.
Yeah.
That's his job, evaluating talent to make your team better. And he makes decisions. He's the boss of the head coach.
Yeah.
That's something that I think needs to be, hey, you guys are 50-50, so you guys make the decisions. That's what Mark Davis needs to do. Mark Davis needs to give people around him besides a GM. He needs a president of football operations or a president of this or to just stay out the way, bro, because your decisions are jacked up, man. Your decisions are
trying to do though. That's why when you look at the minority owners that he brought in, there's a business. There's 2 guys that are business side of everything that was brought in as minority owners, came in after Seymour and Tom Brady. That's your football side. And and I told people this before, when you're invested in something, you want to see your investment through. You want to make, you want to gain on your investment. So that would give even more status to Seymour and Tom Brady to be involved more, to go ahead and protect their investment and increase the value of what they invested in. Makes sense to me. Those are 2 Hall of Famers, no, hands down. One's defense, one's offense.
But like I said, bro. But what proof do you have that Tom Brady's a good evaluator of talent?
That's what we're here to find out.
Tom Brady was Tom Brady in really realistic terms was a overachiever, right? He was an overachiever.
I don't know.
He wasn't the best quarterback at Michigan, dude. I remember the dude.
That was Michigan.
You remember the guy? Yeah, but then he didn't even bleed out. He didn't even beat out Bledsoe, bro. When they were over.
Where you started and where you end up at is 2 different factions.
Exactly.
Just like I said, Michael Jordan wasn't the greatest basketball player in high school, but was good in college.
Started off good.
Great
he started off good and he ended good.
Than he was in college at North Carolina.
Brady started off good and he ended good. So, and he learned. He's a smart guy.
And another thing is just like look at Spillane. Spillane was undrafted.
He's a good football player, bro. I don't have no problem with Spillane.
You know what I mean? So sometimes our roles in life are not the same as someone else. Some people might come out the gate and be that star. It might take me a long time to be that star, but eventually I'm gonna be him. You know what I mean?
But since you say that, what makes you think that Tom Brady can get this quarterback?
That's why you have to find out. What if he can? What if you never gave him the opportunity to, but he can do?
I don't think Tom Brady is. Look at what this guy has to do, bro. He has a commitment to Fox, right? He's getting paid a lot of money for that,
Yes.
and he's gone weeks every game. He does every game. He's gone weeks at a time.
But the off season, there's more off season than there is.
You gotta be looking at these quarterbacks in April, bro.
But that's
you have scouts that are doing that. So who you gonna get better, a scout or Tom Brady?
But see, you're going like a scout can scout people. That don't mean a scout can always be right.
So the scout, so you're having a guy that's not fully committed on searching for this quarterback yet, right?
Yeah.
Because he has obligations. And I'm sure Brady's a very busy man because he has businesses that he needs to attend to. And he's a minority owner for the Raiders that in social media is being said he's going to make all these big decisions. And Davis has said I'm gonna depend on him to do that. I like that. I like the less Mark Davis is involved with picking people, the more I like.
I agree.
The more I like.
That's not it's a strong suit. You know what I mean? That's not.
If it's somebody like Tom Brady, yeah. If it's somebody like Tom Brady that's gonna make these decisions, then fine with me. But you just can't run on Telesco like that. It's just like these guys have so much power. They can't have that much power over decision making that's going to involve the team. We look at the team, Lunatic. We don't look at what Tom Brady does or and who we going to blame. If we move up and get Shador Sanders and then he ends up not to be shit because we don't have nobody to protect him. We don't have nobody yet to guide him through the right situations or show him what scheme is he going to be on or whatever, because we don't know. We don't know if he's going to fall to 6. That's why we have to get these dudes in place first. Get these dudes in place first and see if we're all right with them before we talk about players. We can talk about players and do mock drafts all you want, but how many times does that pan out? You know.
And then with Telesco, I'm more comfortable with Telesco looking at the quarterback position than anything else because look at his lineage. His lineage coming from even going back to Indianapolis. You know, he was there for the Peyton Manning and the Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? And before that, where was he at before then? He was with was it Buffalo? Was he with Buffalo before Indianapolis? Like not as a general manager, but one of the understudies in the front office. Hold on. Let me find out. Make it long.
You know, he's a good evaluator of talent. But, you know, we don't know. He only picked one head coach, so it didn't pan out. But it wasn't like the dude. It wasn't like Staley wasn't up for the job, dude. He was a very decorated coordinator. You know what I mean? He just was analytical, made bad decisions.
Oh, he was there with the Buffalo Bills in 91 to 94.
I lost you, bro. Hey, Twan, you still there? I guess not. How do I get out of here?